Hello and welcome to Build Up to a Good Game. We're now in 5 minutes away from kickoff as West Ham United take on AEK Larnaca. The lineups are out. We'll get to them in just a second, but before we do, you're late.
Mate, okay, it's my daughter's 18th birthday. Got everyone over. I do apologise. It's pesky West Ham. Pesky West Ham. So apologies.
I'll let you off. You've got a valid excuse for that one. Would you like to know the West Ham team for tonight then, Gonzo?
I would love to know the West Ham team.
The West Ham starting 11 looks like this. Skamaka's up front. Okay, we'll start from the keeper. Areola in goal with the back four of Ben Johnson, Kurt Zuma. We've also got Angelo Ogbonna and Aaron Creswell. And in midfield, we've gone with Thomas Soucek, Manuel Lanzini, and Lucas Paqueta. And the front three are Jared Bowen, Gianluca Scamacca, and Pablo Fornals.
Well, has he bowed to public pressure or not? I don't know. Or has he put Scamacca in there because he thinks he's the right man for the job? I'm glad he has. I know that much. It's a strongish team, isn't it? Really. It's funny, isn't it? I guess there's no real reason for him to rotate in this one because there's such a big gap. You see, obviously, with Declan not being in there, he's probably resting Declan ahead of the international games, isn't he? I think Lanzini deserved to start, looking at that. No Cornet. Is there Cornet on the bench? I guess we'll find out soon enough.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Say what I usually say. Looks a bit slow, the team. Not much pace in there, has to be said. Not much width, really. I wonder where Fornell's going to tuck in on the left, I guess, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm okay with the team. It's what I was expecting. I was hoping for a front two. I was hoping for a partner for Scamacca, but it appears we can't have everything. But no. I think, in all fairness, what he is doing is sticking with the same formation that we do use in the Premier League. I think I would have liked to have seen him try two up front, but can you imagine we did and actually worked? I would still have no faith in us doing that formation against Southampton. We would have reverted back to this one. So there is an argument that at least Scamacca's playing in the role that he would play should he start against the Saints in a couple of weeks' time. Bowen's on the right-hand side, who I thought was brilliant against Aston Villa, very direct, kept getting down that side and getting the ball in the box. And if you were Scamacca, I'd like to think you'd be stood on the touchline watching, licking your lips, thinking, get me on. I can't wait to play with Jared Bowen playing out there. Paqueta playing as well is quite a good shout by the manager. I wasn't expecting to see him play, to be honest with you. I was surprised to see him in there. But then again, because of player availability, he probably had to choose him or Declan Wise because of the suspension of Flynn Downs. Sure. But Paqueta's in there playing behind Scamacca of some sorts with Lanzini. I mean, that front four, and Fornals, I guess, the ability of those players, if they're on it tonight, they can rip this team a new one if they want to. They do. Lanzini and Paqueta play next to each other. Come on, that's got to be.
You're right.
tasty.
That is something to look forward to. Yes, I hadn't considered that aspect of it. I really hope. I can't. I think it is a strong team. It's hard, yeah. I'm sick and tired of Moyes playing this way. 2-0 up against a poor team. The probably the poorest team we're likely to play in Europe over the past couple of seasons. Maybe I'll have that wrong. But be there or thereabouts.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with you.
No. Yeah, I mean, if he's not going to go, honestly, 2 up, or he's not going to play more attackers against this team, let's be fair, he wouldn't do it if he was playing against the Red Lion reserves round the corner. Do you know what I mean? He's just, so once you get past that, I just got to hope that other players get close to Scamacca. Give the man a chance. He spent £35 million on him. Give him a chance. Give him some support. I think, the comparisons with Haller are there. Not because I think there's similarities in the players. I wouldn't call them precisely the same players at all. But, comes over from Frankfurt with the 3 up front in Frankfurt. And obviously that wasn't David Moyes. It was Pellegrini brought him in and didn't play to his strengths initially. David Moyes came in. He couldn't suss it out either. We've got this other guy here, £35 million. Let's try and play to his strengths. And, you would say that any manager in the world would be saying with somebody that size, 6'5", that sort of presence, get people close to him. That's what you've got to do, because he will attract players to him. Not I think it matters in this game, but just to give us something as a workaround for the games coming up between now and the end of the season. If what we need is whatever 5 wins between now and the end of the season, then it would be good to find a way where we can get the best out of Scamacca.
Just a reminder for you at home, if Ogbonna picks up a yellow card this evening, he will be suspended for the first leg of the quarterfinal. The draw for the quarterfinal and the semi-finals are tomorrow at, we think it's 1 p.m. We'll get confirmation as Charlie comes on, but we'll be live. We'll be doing our live watch along for that draw, so you can join us tomorrow. The bench for West Ham is as follows. We've got our 2 goalkeepers on there in Hegi and Anang. We've also got, it's in a better order for you, Kerr, Agurd, Lane, Emerson, Rice, Potts, Benrahma, Kone, Mubama, and Ings.
A couple of young players on there, which is...
I like the bench. Not the two goalkeeper aspect, but forget that. But we've got cover for every position. Like you said, some youngsters on there. So if things are going wrong, we've got Cornet, Ings, and Benrahma, Rice. If things are going right and we go 2-0 up tonight, we've then got the likes of Mubama and Potts we can bring on. I like it. I think he's picked who's available, essentially, because Antonio's out, Soufal's out. It's a case of, well, this is what's left.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, hopefully we get into a decent lead. It'd be nice to see Potts on, actually, because I think he's steady. He's steady. I've seen him play a couple of times now, and he can... Against this team, he can play in that central role. I think, he's probably more... Potts is probably more like what David Moyes would want than Connor Coventry, funnily enough. I'd see more attributes in Potts that Moyes would like than Coventry. So, yeah, that would be interesting to see him come on. I mean, hopefully. I'm obviously being disrespectful, aren't I, assuming that we're going to go through and hopefully be comfortable. Let's be fair, we should absolutely be comfortable. And, he's giving rest space. Probably not a bad move to give Agurd a rest. I take it Agurd. I don't know what the situation is in Monaco. Morocco got games. They have, they.
I don't know. I have no idea either, to be honest with you. I've only just seen the England team about an hour ago.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm assuming they will have some games. If so, probably wise to give him a rest. We're going to need him for the run-in. Hopefully, I'm sure we're all hoping to see some Cornet.
Yeah, Kone is the one I'm itching to get off the bench. I was hoping he would start, but I wasn't really expecting it, to be honest with you. The poll is now live in the live chat, so get involved. The question is asking how you feel about the starting 11. There's 4 options there. Please select the one that reflects your view most accurately. Charlie will give us the results when he appears later on in the show. What we're going to do now, we're going to rush through the Larnaca team because we don't know anything about them. Then we're going to turn to the live chat and get some of your thoughts while also compiling a little bet. And if that bet wins, we will give away the winnings. Bit difficult tonight because the odds are a bit slim on all things West Ham, but we'll do our best to pick out some value. So the Larnaca team is as follows. It's on the bottom of your screen now. In goal is Piric. At the back, they've got Casas, Tomovic, Gonzalez, and Eglazu. In midfield, they've got Ledes and Mamas. Up front, they've got Nikolic with the 3 in behind him of Nawam, Sanjuro, and Yakulis.
They haven't got old Trikowski on there, or whatever his name is, Trikovic.
No, him and Farage are on the bench again.
There you go. That's it. Old Trickenstein and Farage.
If Charlie has got the bench, we will pop it up now. There you go. There's the Larnaca bench for you. We've got Toompas, Stylandis, as well as Trikovicki. We've also got Farage, Lopez, Milovic, Rosales, Pons, Christoforu, Andrea U, Altman. There you go. He's my favourite
superhero, Altman.
There you go.
Did I do that last time?
I think so, but
okay.
It doesn't matter. There might be people tuning in for the first
Apologies.
time.
There you go.
That lot will think you're funny, but the other lot go, bloody hell,
no,
need some new jokes, really.
Not Altman again.
Right, what we're going to do now, before we get your thoughts, is the bet. We're going on to Sky Bet again, because they're the only ones with shots on target for this game. What you feeling, Gonzo?
Well, I think a hefty win. Definitely a hefty win for West Ham. I mean, they've once again they've left 2 of their better players.
Will we score 3 goals?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, without
right,
a shadow of a doubt. Yeah.
Do
4. Do 4.
Do you fancy Scamacca to have 2 shots on target? I think so. I think he's going to be pulling the trigger left, right, and centre. Do you remember when we first got him? He would shoot on sight. And I think he's going to be a bit like that tonight. Was it I can't remember who played his Romanian team, weren't it? He had like 5 shots in the first half. He was just kept on hitting it.
Do it. You've convinced me.
I think we're going to have a bit of that tonight. Do you fancy Jared Bourne to have a shot on target?
I do, actually. Yeah.
Do you fancy anyone to score?
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, definitely. If we're going to win 3-0, someone's got to. Three people, possibly.
Who would you like? Don't pick a centre-back. You always pick centre. Stop picking centre-backs.
Good point. Ogbonna.
We're not doing Ogbonna. Pick another one.
Another centre-back. How many we got?
Right. This odds are rubbish. Come on, Gonzo.
What do you mean if you pick Ogbonna, the odds are the shoot up there.
Pick a player to get an assist then.
Bowen.
Right, you can have that. I'll let you have that one in there. I'll tell you what I'll do. Do you fancy Larnaca to get a few corners like last time? That'll do.
I don't actually. No, not this time because Kera's not playing. I don't. I think that's why they got the corners because Kera played.
Well, it wasn't all down his side.
Yeah, I blame him for everything. Actually, Postman didn't come today. Bloody
right.
Kera.
120 quid. If this bet wins, one of you guys are getting £120. The bet is as follows. Quite an optimistic one. West Ham scored 3 goals. Scamacca 2 shots on target. Bourne 1 shot on target. Bourne to get an assist. And Larnaca to get 4 or more corners. 120 quid. In the live chat, please put the following phrase.
Altman and Robin.
How do you spell it? Where's his name?
It's there, isn't it? Altman. I think that was it anyway. Altman, was he on the bench? Altman.
Charlie, can you put the bench up here? People are relying on...
I think that's his name. He's gone. Altman, yeah. ALT.
There you go. Altman and Robin. There you go. James has got it.
The dynamic Geo, though. Pesky. I'll tell you what, they're the best Avengers, those ones.
Anyway, Gonzo, you see...
Actually, one of them's see, I'm going to be full geek here. I think one of them's Marvel and one of them's DC. They shouldn't even be together. Dirty buggers. Oh, whoops, sorry.
Anyway... Are you happy with the team? You've seen the team now. So. Are you happy?
Very much so. Yeah. No, it's all right. It's all right. It's what he's going to do. It's difficult, Gio. I mean, it's a funny old time, but we need to get through. As I understand it, the players are really up for this competition. The players, fancy their chances, think that they can win it. So, and David Moyes is taking it seriously. There's no doubt about that at all. Resting. Don't read too much into resting Declan and a Gerd. He's clearly doing that because they're going to play. I'd be interested to know if Brazil are playing that much because he's playing Paqueta in it. But I like what you're saying about Paqueta and Lanzini. That I like. That could be really interesting if those two, can combine well. Get close to Scamacca. Bowen can get involved. Fornals can drop back and help the goalkeepers out. And I think it should be some decent football. Hopefully tonight.
I was going to mention this, but in all honesty, I couldn't be arsed making a big deal out of it. But Tom's brought it up as well, so clearly it's not just me that noticed it. But Ogbonna's captain rather than Cresswell. But I don't know if Ogbonna's always been vice captain, but because he's been injured, we've never actually known. Do you know what I mean?
Well, he is more vocal than Cresswell. I do know, did notice that particularly in COVID lockdown football when no one was in the stadium. You could definitely hear Ogbonna. So maybe that's it. Maybe it's just. Difficult. Maybe it's a case of Cresswell concentrate on your own game, mate. Just.
Jen says Cresswell is official vice captain.
Well, that is interesting, then, isn't it? Well, that is an interesting observation. Yeah, bum smacked.
Promoted. He's been binned out of the team completely as well. Moyes really does not like what he did against Brentford at the start of the year. Hughes, our resident subscriber, does like how you heard it here first, and he's got his one in this evening. He says Scamacca is going to get a red card.
Oh.
That's his
frustrated, angry Scamacca.
Gareth is suggesting that Cresswell's possibly had a falling out with.
Get in line, Cresswell. Get in line.
Fife says that he needs to take the league seriously.
Yeah, mate, I don't know what you thought. I don't know what you think Brilliant. I don't know what you think I said. I totally and utterly agree. Whatever you think I said, I didn't say. I absolutely agree. Concentrate on the league.
Time to get your thoughts into the live chat about the West Ham team. I'm not clicking on anything to do with the Larnaca team, so don't bother putting in anything about Larnaca. I'm not going to believe you. I'm not falling for it. But anything about the West Ham team or your thoughts on the game, but no score predictions, get into the live chat and let's see what you're all saying. And Harry is kicking us off with, don't you think it's odd that Moyes doesn't like Scamacca when he loved Big Duncan Ferguson?
Honestly, it's hard. It's really hard. I'm trying really hard to be reasonable here. I'm completely sick of the manager. If the truth be known, I'm not even sure Moyes knows what Moyes is doing. I think I was saying it earlier to Geo on the phone. Actually, it seems like he's got to buy a £30 million player every season and not use him. So I really don't know what he's thinking was. But to be fair, as Geo will say, with Scamacca, it might not necessarily be Vlasic-itis. It might well be that something's gone on behind the scenes because he has been ditched by his agency. So there might be something else there.
Yeah, I do realise I'm in the minority here. I just can't listen. I'll go in two-footed on Moyes for his substitutions, his tactics, his attitude to games in regards to where I think he plays for a point, must not lose rather than must try and win. I'll go in two-footed on Roy Keane, Alfie Haaland style on him for that. But when it comes to Scamacca, I just can't do it. There's contradictory evidence for me, and I don't think there's enough evidence to suggest that we know enough as to what's going on behind the scenes. I think the agency dropping Scamacca is huge. I think you can't just ignore that. I think that's massive. It doesn't happen very often. Players ditching agencies, certainly, but the other way around, especially when they're worth so much money, it's a strange one. Has his treatment of Scamacca, i.e. getting him ready to come on against Villa, not using him good? No, it's not. But the problem is, if that was Antonio, I don't think anybody would really care. But because it's Scamacca, and there's a whole list of reasons. But I always go back to pre-World Cup. Scamacca was our main striker. He came in, and Antonio, who was our Moyes' favourite, got hooked out the team. Scamacca went in and stayed in, essentially. It's just the last couple of months has been really uncomfortable viewing from the outside looking in regards to Moyes and Scamacca. I think there's more to it than meets the eye. I think there's more to running this. Let's just call it the story of Scamacca and Moyes at the minute. I think there's more to come. I don't think it's finished yet. I'd like it to be. I'd like it to be resolved, and that's it. Scamacca's in the team. It might not even be an issue, but there's just too much stuff, isn't there? Like when he's mentioned his physical data, I think I've never heard you say that about any other player here. Never once has that been a reason for not playing him. But yet Scamacca it is, and it's just a bit of a strange one. That has been trotted out, but we'll wait and see. I'm looking for a reaction from Scamacca tonight. You've got your chance now. Then let's have a little look. Let's see your reaction then.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. If I was Scamacca, I've got to be honest with you. I think Moyes made up his mind anyway. I don't, as I've mentioned, I think there's any scenario that plays out where both of them are at West Ham next season. One of them, possibly both of them, aren't here. If I was Scamacca,
well, there's your answer, Lewis.
Yeah, well, but yeah, basically that's it. I think it's gone. I think for whatever reason, it might be because what Geo said, and I would not. I'm not even going to argue with Geo there. I think there's a sound theory that he has there. That there's something else going on behind the scenes. There's enough pointing towards it. But whether it's that or just the fact that David Moyes has bought another player like he did with Vlasic, or like bringing in Crow or any number of players. Actually, he's had a close look at him. Actually, I don't really fancy him now. He
didn't even play them in the cup games, though.
No, yeah. I understand, but for whatever reason, maybe just gone off him, or whatever. I still don't see any scenario where they're both at the club next season. David Moyes managing Gianluca Scamacca. I mean, forget it. Happy to be. Actually, I wouldn't be happy to be wrong because Moyes is still there. I'll be anyway. That's what I think.
At the minute, I agree with you on that. I don't think they'll both be here next season. I do agree with that.
So because of that, if I was Gianluca Scamacca tonight, I'm not listening to you, mate. I'm going to go. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I'm going to score myself some goals. I'm going to stand where you're telling me to stand. I wouldn't blame him for and I wouldn't blame Scamacca for saying to somebody, players, like, you come here, you come and get next to me, right? I'm going to win this. I'm going to nod it on. You run in there. That's what I'd be doing if I was him.
Yeah, well, his Italy place is up for grabs, isn't it? Last game before the international break for him. Well,
they play England.
Yeah, so he's got to do something.
I think it's play England.
I'm pretty certain they do. They do very soon anyway. If it's not this time round,
he could really embarrass Moyes. But if he scores against England and he scores, he could really embarrass Moyes.
Souček is one of the poorest players we have. Can't believe he gets in the team every week. What's your thoughts?
I have a level of sympathy for Souček. I think he had his. It's very hard, isn't it? I think he had his role changed, and now they want to change him back. And I do think it's difficult. I think Moyes' appraisal of data is selective at best. So he wants to appraise Scamacca's data, but it doesn't seem to want to appraise Souček's passing data. So data is all very well and good, but let's put all of it on the table. Don't just do the running stats, do the heading stats, the tackling, whatever. Do the passing stats, the dribbling stats, do the whole bloody lot. Actually, I would suggest Moyes ain't that fussed with data, actually, because he's got someone playing up front, Mikel Antonio, went months without scoring a goal, but the data of that, well, that doesn't matter. So, I think he's very, very selective with it. I feel sorry for Thomas Souček. Thomas Souček was all about work rate and goals. Work rate and goals. He was never a passer. Take the goals away from him. That's what's happened. Try and turn him into a sort of auxiliary defender. Basically, get back in our box. And you know what? So I noticed someone in the chat earlier said Souček will score tonight. He may well do. He may well do. But he's been in terrible, terrible form. But I don't overly blame him.
There you go, Stephen. I've seen it as well, Stephen. There you go. I found it. I bet Souček scores from a corner tonight. In regards to Souček, I think he has to play tonight. Flynn Downs is suspended. Otherwise, I think he would have played. You do need a form of defensive midfielder in that midfield. And actually, I always think Souček plays better when Declan Rice isn't there. I think Souček will play well tonight because Rice is not there. He will allow Lanzini and Paqueta to play, hopefully. There's less emphasis on him today in terms of his passing. All he has to do is get it and give it to Paqueta, give it to Lanzini. And I thought Souček played well last week against Larnaca. I might be imagining that. I thought he had a good game, or he came on and had a good game. Can't remember. I'm about to say we've got a player rating books, but I don't. No, he didn't even start, so I don't know what I'm talking about. He had a good game.
He has played well recently.
But I think he'll play well tonight. With Declan Rice not in the team, I think he'll be fine.
Man U in the FA Cup.
There you go. Defensive midfield role for him tonight. I think he'll play well. Tim says maybe it's just him, but Scamacca looks like he's chucked on some timber. Maybe that's what Moyes is looking at. Well, don't judge me and Gonzo, please. Amanda said he's only playing Scamacca, so he can say he did what we all want. When the poor sod doesn't score because of lack of service, Moyes will be chat. Oh well, might get another expert's comment.
Can you listen to this? This is how disenchanted the fans are with David Moyes. This is it. You know, he's created this atmosphere. You know, and that's by him being arsey towards the fans. You know, and basically the players are not happy with him as well. That's obvious. I don't know. It's a real shame that it's like that.
Hammerhead Hardy said, I think Scamacca proves he's a Premier League player in any formation with the right manager. Moyes' tactics just aren't the correct way to go about games anymore. John is on the train on the way to the game, but he said it's usually packed, but there's nobody there. So he's reckoned tonight will be the lowest attendance.
Hey, John, you're on the right train. You might have got on the wrong train.
It will be. I mean, I don't like saying stuff like this because me and you're literally sat in our houses at the minute instead of going to the game ourselves. But I think John's right. It will be empty. I think the club have got this all wrong. I think
he's got a nice bike, though, John. To be fair, he don't need to use the train. Look at his avatar. He's got a nice bike there.
The club have got the planning for this game all wrong. And when they had a couple of weeks to rectify it, they chose not to do anything about it. So it's sort of like, well, it's on them a little bit, really. They have given lots of tickets. One thing I will say, fair play to the club. I know they've given loads of tickets away. You've got the group that Neil Taylor does over on Facebook. I'm not on Facebook, but I'm aware of the group, which is helping West Ham fans get work. Does excellent work over there. It's helped hundreds of West Ham fans get jobs. Amazing. The club gave them, that group, tickets to allocate to people that perhaps couldn't normally go to the game tonight. So there's a lot of people going to the game that couldn't usually go. So the club have tried to turn it into a good PR thing, which is good. But to get into the situation, they could have done that and priced it accordingly so that the regulars would go as well. So
you're right to bring that up, Joe. That is
I think what Neil Taylor does is fantastic and stuff. And whenever I see things on Twitter, I always try and retweet it. But wonderful work over on that group. Like I said, I'm not on there, but I'm aware of it.
Can I do something as well?
Yeah, why are you clicking on here? I'm seeing things start.
Okay, let me just deal with this because I love this. A couple of people are doing it. Right, so I'm just gonna put this. I think this is brilliant. All right. So first of all, we've got this one here from John, right? And this one here from Alex. And I think this is a really good concept. Can we have your David Moyes emojis, please? And it doesn't have to be David Moyes. Maybe you can do a player with an emoji as well. One emoji.
So that's our next game for the next 10 minutes.
I like it. I think it's good.
All right, okay. Well, you can tell it's European night and there's not much to play for because Gonzo's got bored. So he would like you all to put in someone at West Ham plus an emoji to sum up that person or your feelings of that person. Get into live chat and let's see what you all got then.
I know this stuff. This is the stuff.
Moyes will be in there, right? Do you know you've got the pregnant man now? Moyes will put Scamacca with a pregnant man.
Absolutely. This is it. Oh yeah. I mean, you know what? I don't know why I said one emoji. Knock yourselves out. You know, we're making it up as we go along, aren't we?
We've been making it up as while we go along from day one. Why stop tonight, Gonzo? Why stop?
Oh, this is a good one. Oh, look at that. That's clever. Oh, I do like it.
Did you see there's a video going around on social media at the minute? Do you know that lady that's a bit of a meme? She starts a lawnmower.
Shut up, you rascal.
You!
Rascal,
so there's that press conference of David Moyes when he sat there saying about how he's one of the most successful Premier League managers and winning is what I do. And then it cuts to the lady going, shut up, you! What's it? Brilliant.
Some of them are just, I don't know what that is. What's that? I don't know. He's
a strong... It was muscly man and dancing man.
Yes, that's it. I like that one. What's that?
Dancing. It's a Spanish dance, isn't it? Salsa dance.
Oh,
why are you asking for emojis when you don't know what half of them are?
Oh, well, my eyes are not very good.
It's not that. It's because you've only used 3. The only emoji I've ever received from you is the thumbs up.
Nonsense. Absolutely not. Do you know what? I'm going to disprove this.
Oh, this is brilliant. Look. You asked for that one.
This is the stuff. Honestly, right. I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna show you. I think there's a way we can demonstrate in fact, maybe I shouldn't show you my most recent emojis. I've decided against it.
Hey, why?
My phone's not working.
Oh, why not?
Phone's not working. Broken
You've
phone.
been sending the aubergine emoji to someone.
Got to be done. Got to be done. Gone full marrow, courgette, the lot, anything, cucumber, all of it. Cucumber and a couple of plums. Why not?
Oh, well. Good to see you back on Grindr. Anyway, shall we get this back to West Ham chat, please?
Absolutely.
Right, but any thoughts on the game? Get it into the live chat, please. Let's see what you're all saying as well. While you are here, please do drop a like on the video. Click the thumbs up. It does help the channel out. It takes you 1 second. It's completely free because if someone then searches West Ham Larnaca, this video will be higher up their YouTube. And if you're new to Hammer's Chat, please do subscribe. That's a brilliant one, actually. I'll give you that one. Brian saying, imagine someone coming to this site for the first time looking for quality football talk. To be fair, I think what they're getting is Hammer's Chat stuff anyway, really. We go off our tangent all the time. I remember when we went to play Blackburn in the Cup, we were trying to guess the name of your date and it was kickoff time. Nobody wanted to leave. Everybody said, no, can I just do this for the rest of the night?
There you go. The irony is I'd forgotten by the time we got to the date.
Or says Drew had the prospect of Lanzini and Paqueta hopefully see Ings alongside Scamacca with those two feeding them. I mean, that has the potential to be sexy tonight, Paqueta and Lanzini. That passing could be, but the problem is, right, and I know it sounds so pessimistic, but this is my honest feelings. I expect that to work well tonight. I expect to enjoy watching it, but after about an hour, something in my head is going to say, "Oh, don't get used to it. You're not going to see this again this season." Oh well, okay, never mind then.
No, and if we lump it long to Lanzini and win it in the air.
Yeah, but it's just anyway.
No, I don't. It's great. Funny people in the chat, honestly.
Johnny feels sorry for Scamacca up front on his own and is wondering why Thomas Suchek is still playing. Everybody's still just playing the emoji game. Danny Ings is a crock. Andy says this is John's emoji.
It is. I wonder if he took his bike on the train, on the lonely train.
There's a lot of naughty ones for David Moyes, which is your fault, really.
I just don't shoot the messenger. No, I don't know. I encourage it. Bring it on. I like them all. I think they're good because it's only so offensive you can be in an emoji, right?
Hammer said who's crossing for Scamacca. Do you know the thing is, right? I've not seen loads of evidence to suggest that I want to see loads of crosses for Gianluca Scamacca. Now, I've not seen him at Sassuolo, so I can't really go by what he's done in his previous clubs. But it's a little bit of what I'm almost going to start calling the Wout Weghorst syndrome, your favourite name.
Oh, Wout Weghorst.
When he went to Burnley, even Dyche was like, "Oh, just cross it." And I'm like, but he's not a target man. He's a big striker. He's tall, but he's not an Andy Carroll. He's better with the ball. He wants the ball at his feet. And you see him at Man United, and they're playing with him correctly. Now, he's not the best striker, and he's probably out of his depth there, but he's doing a job there. And I think Scamacca's a bit like that from what I've seen at West Ham, where I think his height's almost a bit misleading. And maybe he is a target man. Maybe we should be putting crosses in loads to him. I don't know. I've not really seen much from him in the air to suggest he's a bit like an Andy Carroll. I'm actually more impressed by what he can do with the ball at his feet. I still remember when we played Wolves and he scored that goal, but also the way he was linking up with Jared Bowen and stuff. I thought, this isn't a target man. This is a guy that's got craft in his feet, and I want to see more of it. So, I'd rather see Cornet a little bit closer to him for that sort of passing abilities, if you want. But Bowen, I'm hoping, gets the best out of him, because we have seen instances of his positioning. It was in this competition in the group stage in the playoffs where he was picking up really good positions in the 6-yarder and the 18-yarder and getting his shots away and getting some goals off of it. And he was making this look easy, and that's what I'm looking forward to tonight. I want to see Scamacca make this look easy, because he should be able to. He's an Italian number 9 up against a Cypriot defender. He should boss them. You know, Paqueta should be taking a piss out of their midfield. Him and Lanzini should be racking up the passes tonight. The defence should have a clean sheet. Kurt Zuma should come off that pitch with a limp and no sweat whatsoever.
A limp what?
A limp and no sweat whatsoever.
Not right too.
I like this one, Christopher. Craswell with his magic hat.
Like it, yeah.
Leo says Scamacca likes it into his feet. He likes runners in front of him so he can link up, and Raspadori ran forward when he dropped back. Ballon says that Scamacca was a bit like a Teddy Sheringham. Andrew says Scamacca needs runners. He's neat with it holding up and linking. Bowen should be perfect for this, and I feel Cornet would be as well. So
yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy.
Well, that's only backing up what I've said, and they've seen him more than I have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mancunian says we're playing a link-up man up top on his own. See, the thing is, I think there's a way to do it. The problem for me, Gonzo, isn't that Scamacca's up front on his own on paper. It's how the distance between him and the other people. That's my problem. Spurs, in theory, play Kane up front on his own. But Son's never 40 yards away from him. Son and now Kulusevski play in close proximity because they know when Kane gets the ball, they know what he's going to do and what he can do. And I think we are a little bit disjointed with Scamacca. It's almost like he gets the ball and everyone looks at him and goes, "What do you do, mate? Your physical data and training is crap. We don't know what you're going to do here."
That's absolutely. You got to pay attention to that data. Our biggest problem with support, it don't have to be support for Scamacca, support for anyone, is the players that are earmarked to get closest to Scamacca are the two wide players. In this instance, it would be Fornals and it would be Bowen. Unfortunately, the problem is those two players are also have a more important job under David Moyes, and that is to sit in front of the fullbacks. They're earmarked there, so ultimately when it goes to Scamacca, they're nowhere near him. So that's ultimately why it doesn't have the support there. You can do that, but if you're going to do that, then you need to free up the person in midfield to be near him, the attacking midfielder. You almost got to say to that attacking midfielder, okay, you haven't got as much defensive responsibility as those wide players. At least we've got somebody when we break that's close to the forward. But just the way David Moyes plays, because of the wide players, they got defensive up until the point where we get possession. They've got defensive roles, so there's going to be no one next to him on the counter.
Just having a quick look at the early games, as Garino said. Just looking here now, Fiorentina are 3-1 up, which puts them 4-1 up on aggregate. So Fiorentina is through to quarter-finals. We've also got Lech Poznan, who were 2-0 up after the first leg, currently 1-0 up in Sweden. So that's them into the quarter-final. And at the minute, Bratislava have a 2-1 lead on the night. It was 2-2 last weekend. So they are currently going through, but there's only one goal in it. So that one could possibly be heading to extra time should Basel get an equaliser. But I think that's probably a good thing with my limited football knowledge. That's might be a good result for us. But Fiorentina cruising through at the minute as well into the quarterfinals. And obviously Lazio play Alkmaar tonight they're 2-1 down after the first leg, while Villarreal play Anderlecht and it's 1-1 after the first leg. So possibly
they haven't kicked off yet, right?
No, they're 8 p.m. as well. So possibly you could see Lazio and Anderlecht getting knocked out this evening. Not Anderlecht, Villarreal and Lazio.
If Fiorentina playing well this, maybe they think they might.
They're doing okay. Last I looked, they were sort of in the top, comfortably in top half of Serie A. But I don't watch them.
We don't.
Anyway, I'm going to disappear, and Gonzo's going to disappear because Charlie's here. And Gonzo, just before we go, what's your score prediction? I think you said 3-0 in the preview.
I'll go with 4-0.
4-0. I think I'm going to stick with 2-0. Charlie, we're going to leave it there. I really need to get going because my tea is ready, so I need to disappear. I'll be back at half-time to join you then.
All right, I shall see you then. Thanks, Geo Gonzo. Just quickly come back quickly. I finished Bug Snacks, Gonzo. It's very good.
This is good for you, mate.
I just wanted to let you know, mate. It's real good. That's all I needed you for.
This is good. I'm pleased. I'm really pleased about this. This sounds wonderful.
Good. I just felt like you should know.
I've been worried. I barely slept.
I can imagine. So have I. That good.
That's why. For different reasons. I was worried about you. You've been so addicted to it that you've just kept you up. I've kept you awake.
Yeah, it has. Anyway, enjoy your daughter's party.
Thanks, mate. Cheers, buddy. Bye, mate. Bye. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining. I hope you're all well. I hope you're all good. I hope you're enjoying yourselves. It's the second leg of West Ham United's Europa Conference League round of 16 draw against AEK Larnaca. 2-0 was the first half. 2-0 was the first game, I should say, away in Cyprus. And now they journey to the London Stadium, in which I think most people would suspect it will be a comfortable victory. But who knows? Who knows? Might not be. Looking at the sides, I mean, West Ham have changed it up. Let's go through them properly. While I do that, however, let's ask you for how confident you're feeling of a West Ham result this evening. One being the most confident possible, one being the least confident possible, 10 being the most confident possible. How confident are you of a West Ham result? While you do that, let's look at the teams. That's the one. I pressed it twice. Didn't need to. West Ham line up as such. Areola starts in goal with Johnson, Zuma, Ogbonna and Cresswell in defence. We have Souček, Paqueta and Lanzini behind Bowen, Fornals and Scamacca. Lots of questions about where certain people are going to be playing in this one. Loads of questions. Frosty snack bars. I feel like I did when I was a kid, maybe, but I'm not sure. I feel like I did when I was a kid. Thoughts of me putting a 5 on Scamacca hat-trick? I would say no. I can't see it happening, but who knows? Maybe it will. If it does, don't blame me, Hammerhead. Don't blame me, but at the same time, I can't see it happening personally. Dan, good to see you. Rudegeek, good to see you. Boot, good to see you. Slowbro, I finished it last night. I was not on stream or anything. I was just with my girlfriend. We've been playing it through, and it's good. Bobby, good to see you. Natan, good to see you. Good to see you all. Hope you're well. Good to see you. Good to see you, TX. Anyway, let's have a look at some of these confidence levels. Amy is coming through with an 8. 8, 10. How far off 30k are we? That's a great question, James. A great question that I can answer in a second while it loads in the background. Rude Geek says 6. Natan's going with a 5. Lewis, Baby Bells aren't available, my friend. Just in case they're necessary, they are here in abundance. Brad with a 10. Jordan, 8. Obsidian's gone with an 11. 6.3 to Spam and Lot. Michael says a 9. 10. 10. Scamacca, Ings or Antonio. Pick one. Scamacca for me, but, you know. It is what it is. Max says 10, 10, 10, 10. Lots of 10. A humongous 69. Says Dan, you love to see it. You love to see that level of confidence. It's a rarity for a West Ham fan, but you love to see it. Can you load up this live count? We're at 29,968. 29,968. Let's see, actually, if I do this. I'm a bit terrified this won't work. We'll see what happens if I press it. No, do you know what we'll do? Scamacca's going to appear for a second. Huh? Oh, it worked. Scenes. The bench is Hedgie, Anang, Aged, Benrahma, Cornet, Ings, Kera, Emerson, Rice, Liang, Mbama, and Potts. Very, very youth heavy, but with some big names on there in case we need them. And plus the likes of Mbama, Potts, people who could come on who are exciting from the youth team, and people like Cornet and Ben Rama if we need some sort of firepower. It's a strong bench. I like the bench. I can't lie. I'm looking at that starting 11. There's some questions we have, right? You're looking at primarily this midfield three feels a bit funky to me. I'm a bit scared of it. I can't lie. There's not a lot of... Listen, Souček can cover a lot of ground, and he's obviously going to be the one who sits out of the three of them. And he can cover a lot of ground, so maybe him by himself at the base of a midfield three isn't the worst thing in the world. But it is a little bit scary to me. Paqueta and Lanzini should run the midfield. Really, we should run it pretty comfortably, but that's a bit worrying. Equally, Fornals on the left... I would rather see a Ben Rama or Cornet start alongside in that position. Not necessarily because I think they're better, because I love Pablo Fornals. But specifically, we're playing Scamacca. We need people in and around him, running off him, getting close to him, and that's not Fornals' game. As a wide player, Fornals is quite deep, moves around. You could, in theory, it could be playing a sort of front three how we were doing with a 5 at the back in Europe, where you have a 4 in defence, you have 3 in midfield, you have maybe Fornals floating in behind Boeing and Scamacca, kind of how we saw Ben Rama do earlier on in the Europa Conference League campaign. Maybe that's the movement here. I can't say for certain, and we'll have to wait until kickoff to truly know for certain. The Larnaca bench, Larnaca team in general, which we will go through very quickly. Piric, Gonzalez, Tomovic, Casas, San Giorgio, Ledis and Glazu, Naum, Yakolis, Mamas, and Nikolic, with the substitutes bench of Tumpas, Styliandis, Trikovsky, Farage, Lopez, Milicevic, Roseis, Pons, Christoforou, Andreu, and Altman. Running through it quickly because, frankly, I don't know him, and I don't want to be butchering the names for too long, because let's be real, that's what I've just done. Anyway, 30k possible today. 30k possible today. We might be able to hit 30k tonight. We'll see how it goes. It's not unlikely. I will also have a timer up here in the top corner, as you can see, which will let you know exactly how far behind you I am, because I'm watching on BT Sport this evening. It is live in the UK on BT Sport 3. However, if you are looking for ways to watch the game, there are definitely ways you can do it. If you look in the description below, there's a bit there called Join Our Discord. Lovely West Ham community, Ham's Chat community, great place to be, but more importantly for you, on the left-hand side, there's a bit there called Stream Links, and you will find what you're looking for. Lots more confidence again coming from the chat. You're seeing a 9.2. We don't do comfortable. You're not wrong, Mark, at all. We've got 10s, 7s. Toby's coming from 4.7. Jim, how are you, sir? I hope you're well. I'm running around at the moment doing errands. Streams maybe late. There you go. But if you do use one from the Discord, make sure to thank Ginge. Jim/Ginge does a big time job doing those things. It's not easy. Not easy. My chat is jumping all over the place. It's just jumped to the bottom, and I've missed exactly where everything was. But that's fine. That's fine. It's where we're at. Both Ogbonna and Zuma in this game makes me nervous. I feel like one of them is going to get injured. Wayne, you're not wrong. It's kind of a terrifying backline in that sense. I mean, in general, when you look at the backline, I'll bring it up entirely again. I'm pretty happy with it. Obviously, I would prefer Emerson. That's probably the one thing I would change from it. And if we're resting people, giving Agard a rest, fine. Giving Agard a rest, fine by me to some extent. But yeah, it does worry me a little bit. However, should it be big enough? Yes, it should be. I don't know. It's an interesting lineup, and I have lots of mixed feelings for it. Also, I did see someone, and again, it skipped, so I couldn't see it. Whoever was talking about the image of Scamacca, I can press it, the quick version. Whoever said that image of Scamacca looks like he's about to drop an album cover. Banging comparison. That is 100% accurate. 100% accurate. Dave with the £2. Thank you very much, Dave. You did not have to at all. Notice a lack of super chat, so here's half a pint. Thank you very much. You do not need to do that at all. Very kind of you, though. Very kind of you. And I'll put your name in the top corner in a second. But to be clear, no one ever has to super chat. I should be clear about that. You never have to. It helps the channel massively, but you never have to. Let's move this. Let's just get it. There we go. Just a little bit cleaner. Moyes dropped Souček for Paqueta a few times and called him out for not scoring anymore. Says Digi. Definitely use a VPN, and also AdBlock if you have them. AdBlock is imperative. VPN, highly suggested. Do get involved. Ever not play? Not really, Freak. Not really. He just seems to play every single game forever, doesn't he? Starting yet again tonight. Again, we don't really have to rest too many players tonight. We have a couple of weeks off now, which is quite exciting. But realistically, we don't have to rest anyone. I mean, it's interesting to me that we're sort of giving Rice a rest, that we're sort of giving what seems like a Gerd a rest. You could make that potential argument for Ben Rama as well, maybe. It's interesting that they're getting rests. Maybe it's ahead of internationals. I don't know. But equally so, I don't know if, say, Brazil are playing internationals. I don't know. That's probably the only other person in that team. Or the Czech Republic. I don't know if they're playing. So, I don't know. It's an interesting one. Also. Samir saying, I'd like to have seen Kera after his bad match against Villa, just to hype him up, just to hype up his confidence. I feel like he did poorly. For some reason in my head, I feel like he did poorly against Larnaca the first time round. I don't know. At centre back, I wouldn't have been against it. You know, him and Zuma maybe as a partnership as centre back. I don't know. Bit scary, but you know, I would have been okay with that. At right back, a terrifying prospect to me. Let's look at a sub, shall we? Let's play sub bingo. Sub bingo is the game where we predict where David Moyes will make his first substitution. You only have to say the time. Not that there's any science and anyone ever wins, because I forget to keep track of it now. However, there are the names running across the bottom of the screen now in positional order: Angang, Heji, Kera, Gerd, Liang, Emerson, Rice, Potts, Ben Rama, Cornet, Mubama, and Ings. On the bench, so maybe you wanna lob a name in there as well. I'm gonna go 69 as per usual, because you know this is just the way these things go. And I'm gonna say it will be. I'm gonna say Bowen for Cornet. I like the idea of seeing more of Cornet today. That's one of my big things today. You know, outside of getting the win, going ahead, getting into the next round. Half because that means I'll be on camera again tomorrow doing the draw. Exciting stuff. That's 1 p.m. tomorrow in the afternoon, English time. So come join me for that. But also because I want to see us go as far as possible in this competition. We have a legitimate chance of winning it. Outside of that, Cornet is one of the big things I'd like to see. So I'm going to say 69. I'm going to say 69 Cornet. That's the vibe I'm going to go with. Let's see what you lot are saying as I just figure out the donation thing in the top corner again. Should figure out a way to make this automatic at some point. There are ways to do it. I could probably figure it out. Can't be bothered, frankly. Can't be bothered. At some point I will. But let's look at some of these sub bingos. We're going to scroll up. What VPN do you recommend and what ad blocker? I use uBlock for the ad blocker on Google Chrome. And VPN, I mean, any of them are fine, really. Look around. You could probably get some good deals on them. There's always people. You know what it's like on YouTube. There's 15,000 people advertising them at any one point. I think most VPNs are fine. Look around, see if you can get a good deal for the cheapest ones possible. There are some free ones as well. But I would say on that one, just look for the best deal you possibly can. Adblock wise, I use uBlock. Let's have a look at some. 52 says that, but turn it off for YouTube so we still get the ad revenue. There we go. Geo can't get me now. I said it, but unblock let our adverts play. Block everyone else's. Just in case Geo comes to me. 52 minutes says Nathan. 71 minutes says Toby. I think Skamaka will do well with Cornet. I think so as well. I really hope so. I was going to call you by the surname. I really hope so too, Scott. I believe so. I'm big into that. I think Cornet getting in around is going to be really good for us. We'll see how it plays out. I think it will. Steven's saying 47. Ricky saying 75. Benny for Pablo. 45 minutes. Big into this halftime movement, and I am as well at the moment. I can't lie. I am vibing this halftime subs movement at the moment as well. We're going to reach the final of the competition. When is the draw? The draw is tomorrow, Michael, 1 p.m. in the afternoon. It'll be right. We'll be doing a watch along live on this channel. If we make it through to the next round tonight, we will 1000% be doing a stream tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. I think it's 1 p.m. I looked into it while we were doing the build up to this. I think it's 1 p.m. But yes, we'll be doing a stream for it right here. And then, of course, the final draw will be later down the line. The draw tomorrow at 1 is for the quarterfinals and the semi-finals at the same time. It will be myself, and very excitingly, Geo will be joining me. It won't be a watch along with just myself. Geo will be getting involved as well. What a time to be alive. Thomas saying 4 minutes. Injury to Skamaka. Stress. Dan saying NordVPN. Used them before. They are very good, to be fair. 71 minutes. Suchek for Rice. Yeah, that's a fair shout as well. Moyes is going full youth at halftime when we're 4-0 up. That's another thing I would love to see. Good seeding. How are you, my friend? How are you? That's another good thing I'd see, actually. If we do find ourselves in a situation where we're comfortable, say we do go 2-0 up and then we're 4-0 up in aggregate, and you can probably say that we're safely through at that point, I'd love us to see some youth players. You know, I was talking about seeing Cornet. I would love to see some of those youth players on the bench come on, looking at the likes of Liang, looking at the likes of Mubama, looking at the likes of Potts. These are all players I would love to see get some game time. Would I like to see Ings get more game time ahead of Mubama? Probably. Potts, though, I would love to see get game time. I would love to see game time. Hopefully, we'll see how it goes. Skamaka for Ings in the 63rd minute that's a strong shout as well. Maybe half time on that one as well. Mancini's to replace Moyes and play Raspadori in the summer. You know, where is Raspadori? Isn't he somewhere? Napoli? Is he Napoli? I forgot. I saw him literally yesterday on Football Manager, and I've already forgotten. I bet he takes Skamaka off at halftime regardless of how he plays because he hates him. He probably didn't want to play him tonight either, but told to. I wouldn't go that far, but also it wouldn't surprise me if he comes off at halftime. I will say that. Tom for Rice says spam a lot. Who's Thomas Suchek? I was like, who's Tom? I was like, have we got a player called Tom? Then I realised, yeah, we do. We do. I'm sorry for all of that. It's just big L's all round. 52nd minutes, Paqueta for Cornet. Nice, says E. Davis. Half-time, Cornet as we're 2-0 up. We'll take that big time. Cornet, Flake. There's some. I'll tell you what. There's some solid ones in there tonight. 81st minute, Mubama. Listen, if Mubama's coming on, it's got to be at the very earliest 87 minutes. You ain't getting more than 3 minutes on the pitch. Let's be real about it. I think if we score again first half, Cornet will come on for 4 hours at half time. Big place here. I did see this out of nowhere. No, I didn't. What did I see? I saw something else. I did see some sort of dig. I don't know. I saw something on Twitter and I didn't read it. And I saw it in passing and I went, what? And then I didn't look into it, which is an L on my behalf. Steve saying 72 minutes. Ben Rahman warms up. Then gets told to sit down again. Solid shout, Steve. I hope you're well. An excellent shout. 65th minute, says Dean. We're saying Acids D. Dave is coming through with a 69 minutes and 6.9 milliseconds. Love the accuracy. 600 watching, 64 likes. Like spike. Let's get an unearned like spike in there. I mean, I'll be honest with you. You should probably refresh because it is higher than that. But screw it. Let's get an unearned like spike going, guys. Why not? It's a European night under the lights at the London Stadium. Let's get an unearned like spike. 300's the goal as always, and theoretically we should get that tonight. I think we're going to get it. We can maybe get it before kickoff as well. If we hit that, what a time to be alive. We're playing with house money. Also, subscribe because we could hit 30k. We could. It's close. It's unlikely, but it's close. Good to see you, Steve. How are you, sir? You're just reading a blog tonight. I'm at work. Well, good. Hello. Try the sultry voice. That thing there, Steve. Good evening, Steve. Do you like that? Sultry? Someone in school once said they hated my voice. Ha! In their face. Now I talk for a living. Cornet for Bone, 45 minutes. Leon, good to see you. So, I mean, there's a lot of solid sub bingos in there tonight. A lot of solid sub bingos. There you go. Dean's coming through with another solid one. Google extension setup VPN. It's ace, never failed me. There you go. Free one as well. Set up VPN. And Dean is a trustworthy guy when it comes to these still, I think so. Have a gander. A lot of solid sub bingos in there that I think are pretty accurate. I can't lie. I don't know. I feel like we're sort of. It's Napoli. Bo, I'm glad you noticed. I'm glad you noticed, my friend. I'm glad you noticed. Yeah, there's a lot of solid sub bingos in there. I think there's a lot of. There's a lot of options tonight. When you look at that bench, you've got strong players. I shouldn't say strong. You've got first team players. You've got youth players. You've got a nice balance of defenders. You've not really got too many midfield options, but you do at least have attacking midfield options and striker options. There's a lot of vibes there. There's a lot of different things you could do, and I kind of like that. Usually our bench is a bit heavy in one direction or the other. There's never really a lot of balance, and I think that's what we've got here tonight. And you put on top of that the starting lineup, which I'll bring back up. I think there's a lot of options here. And I think this is as close to a free hit as you're going to get at this stage in the season where West Ham are at. Realistically, there's going to be no free hits in any of the other cups because, that's not happening. We're not going to get no free hits in the Premier League because the chances are until the final day of the season, we probably won't be safe. we probably won't be safe. So we're not really going to get free hits there. Realistically, tonight is as close to a free hit as you're potentially going to get. But for me, it's still important that we push our way through it. So as we get closer to locking in those score predictions, don't spam them in chat just yet, because I will miss them otherwise. We're going to lock them in soon. In about 5 minutes time, we're going to be locking them in. So just run through it in your head again. That's a big thing for us. This is a team we know we can beat. We went and we did it in Cyprus. This is a team that are coming to the London Stadium where we have a great record in Europe. We've done really well. I mean, we have a great record away in Europe as well, to be fair. But you know, this is a very winnable fixture. It's a strong team, decent bench. I think this should happen, and it's as close to a free hit as possible. So get youth players on, get Cornet on, get in some minutes. It's a good thing to see Scamacca on. I'm excited for this. I am excited for this. But then again, I'm always excited for European nights. I'm always excited for European fixtures. Bloody love playing in Europe, man. As much as it's stressed because there's more work to do. Can't lie. If we pull back the curtain and talk about it from that end, there's a lot more work to do. But I'm always excited. And I hope you are too. Jim is saying if Scamacca doesn't score in the first half, off for Cornet, Lanzini and Ings. I saw someone earlier talk about asking if this is Scamacca's last chance. Just quickly with a big yes or no. A big yes or no. Yes if you agree, no if you disagree. Is this Scamacca's last chance? I want to get your sort of opinions. Just hit me with yes or no in the chat. You know? You can give your reasoning as well if you want, but make sure that first word is yes or no. I just want to see what people are thinking. My gut says no, but I'm interested to see if anyone interested to see if it goes. You know, interested to see if it can switch. Because it's not unlikely. There's a chance. There's always a chance to this. If we don't turn up, if we fail to deliver like we should, you know, all they need is 2 goals and it goes to extra time. And you know, we've been beaten by more this season, obviously by a team in the Premier League, which is a little bit different, but you know, it's not the strongest team. And like I said, that midfield's not filling me with confidence defensively. Pardon me. I really like Souček defensively, but him being the sitter sort of takes away one of his key attributes, getting forward. And so if there is some sort of instructions or a temptation to get forward, then all of a sudden our midfield is gone. I don't know. There's a chance. It's unlikely, but there is a chance. I will say thank you to everyone who hit the like button, by the way. We're at 281. What a time to be alive. We flew with that. But let's have a look. Is it his last chance? No. Yes. No. No. Yes. No. 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 Yes. No. It's not Scamacca's fault that he hasn't been performing. I agree with you, Jordan. Don't get me wrong. I 100% agree with you there, Jordan. No. 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 Should be Moyes' last chance. Probably isn't, no. But AK, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. No, he's already gone from Moyes' plans anyway. Interesting way to word it, Luke, and I don't necessarily disagree with you there. No, that was me, and I meant more his last chance in the Premier League. I'm unsure. I think it's interesting, right? I think it's an interesting thing. I'll keep putting your yeses and nos up as they come, just to have a little look. But I do think it's a yes. If I listened to Gonzo this morning, I didn't see his video this morning, so probably shows I'm not. It's a busy day. It's an interesting one because I think. I saw some conversation as well about Thomas Souček in the build-up, right? And I think actually they're very comparable. They're both players who are clearly very comfortable, very capable is what I'm looking for, in different styles. Wally going for the continental flavour. Good to see you, by the way, my leash. But realistically, they're both kind of the same in that they're both playing for a manager who refuses to sort of use them in a way that is most beneficial to them. The difference is, of course, is that Souček plays a lot. So it's not necessarily the same. It's not necessarily how, you know, Scamacca doesn't get used in the right way and also never gets played and also gets criticised for not playing in a specific way, which is what happens with him. But realistically, we look at Souček and I think we complain about, say, his ball-playing abilities, his build-up, all of that sort of stuff. That's not really his bag, and he gets told to do that because of the way David Moyes decides to choose, be it because he wants to placate Rice and put him in certain positions or whatever. Equally, we then look at Scamacca and we go, well, we don't really complain about it because we sort of have that understanding. I think there's a lot of similarities between the two. The one difference is that he obviously gets played. And I think that's the key here. Is it his last chance? I'm interested. Most people are saying no, and I think I probably would agree with that because I think there will be more times to come. Now, if the question was, and I know I'm arguing with my own question at this point, but if the question was necessarily, by the end of the season, do I think it will have turned around? No. No, I think we'll be in the exact same situation by the end of the season as we are now with Scamacca. Is it his last chance? No, I suspect he will get a couple of more times to play. I suspect he will get some more time to sort of turn it around. But it will be in a situation where it won't go well for him because it'll be in David Moyes' system, right? It'll be in David Moyes' system. Use his hold-up skills to bring the best out of the likes of Fornals and Lanzini. 100% Stuart. And other people like Cornet, other people like Bowen. In fact, I can't understand how David Moyes looks at him and doesn't think, I could get the best out of Jared Bowen with this guy. It's because he knows he can get the best out of him with Antonio, and I understand that, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Where else can you watch the game other than BT? I'm glad you asked, Bo. There are plenty of ways you can watch it. It's BT Sport 3 in the UK. However, if you are looking for another way to watch it, there are definitely ways you can do it. If you scroll down into the link in the description below, there's a bit called Join Our Discord. Click on that. It's totally free to join. Lovely Hammers Chat West Ham community. Fans of all clubs are welcome, but more importantly, on the left-hand side, there's a bit called Stream Links, and you will find what you're looking for. We are less than 5 minutes away from kickoff at this point. We're about 3.5 minutes away, which means it's time to lock in those score predictions, ladies and gentlemen. Get them in. We've spoken about the lineup. We've spoken about the subs. We've spoken about Scamacca. We've spoken about Moyes. We've spoken about it from every single angle. We've been going for over an hour. We've discussed it at length. Now's the time you're most likely to be accurate. Get involved with your final score predictions, and we will lock those bad boys in. I should say, if you are looking for a way to do, if you are looking on the Discord, try refreshing and try again. If anyone else is in the chat, maybe try. I'll try it now, see if it works. But it should be fine otherwise. Otherwise, the links might be a little bit late as well because Ginger's doing it. But if you do use the link, make sure to thank Ginger and Jim. And hey, thank Affers, thank Ben in there as well because they do a lot of work. Let me just quickly try that link. It should be fine. Am I certain about that? No, not really. It should be. It should be. As the teams line up to come out, let's have a look at some of these score predictions while that loads. Scarborough is saying 4-1. 4-0 says Dean. 3-1. 2-1. 3-1. 2 from Scamacca. 1 from Pablo. 3-0. 2-0. 3-1 to West Ham. 3-1. Bowen hat-trick. 0-0. Defend, says Ricky's dad. 2-0 to us, says Dan. 4-0 says Glyn. Dave is saying 4-1. 4-2. Discord worked for me, said Luke, so maybe it is working. Just make sure to have a look. And the stream links are there. Beautiful. Make sure to thank Ginger and Jim while you're there because he does good work. Important work, let's be real about it. Alex is saying 3-0 Scamacca, Bowen and Paqueta. Dean is also saying working fine. So the stream, it should be fine. Maybe give it a refresh, maybe try again. It should be working, hopefully. West Ham 1, Larnaca 3, says Harry. 3-0 Hammers, Cornet, Fornals, Paqueta. Scott saying 3-0 to West Ham. No props. This subscriber number jumped wild there, didn't it? Alan is saying, Mr. Pardew, I should give you respect you deserve. I apologise. Saying 2-0, Craig Dawson, Chupa Akpom. God, I wish. Athers, another person you should thank massively if you've ever used one of the stream links in Discord. And if you just use the Discord in general at any point, because my man puts in effort. Ben puts in effort. Good to see you, bro. Hope you're well. 2-0. Again, 3-0 Larnaca, says Richie. Good to see you. Mark is saying 3-0. 5-0 West Ham, says Charles. Michael saying 7-0 Scamacca, 5 goals. Nothing would make me happier, Michael. Wow, maybe a pizza right now, but that's a separate story. I've got to say, I'm in agreement with Ben here. Steven's agreeing with well 2-0. 2-0 again is sort of, we'll see. I suspect there are some though. Okay, sweet. Good work. I'm glad, Tony. I'm going 2-0. 2-0's what? 8 draw, bloody hell. I'm going 2-0 as well. I think it will be comfortable, though. I don't think I'm not too concerned about it. I'm not worried. I'm not sat here thinking, oh, it's going to be tight. I think we will win this one comfortably. And hey, 2-0, I'm taking. 2-0 I am taking. I think that's a good solid result for us. That puts us through to the next round. Not much stress, professional performance. It's about performance again. Gonzo said it in the first leg and I agreed with him then. I don't know if he said it in this one, but I still think it's the imperative thing here. It's all about performances. The performances of people like Scamacca. If Scamacca can get in a really good performance today, that'd be great. Paqueta turning it around. I think he's been a little bit iffy the last couple of games. Him having a good game would be really good. Lanzini having another good game would be good. Fornals having a good game would be good. There's a lot of things here where I think, right, as long as we put in a good performance today, that's sort of what I'm wanting. That's sort of what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm dreaming of. Listen, a big smashing victory, grand old time as well, and obviously that means the performances come as well. But if it's 2-0, but we look really good, then I'm calm with that as well. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Those are your score predictions. It's time. We're gonna lock them in, ladies and gentlemen. There is no going back now. The scores have been locked in officially, which means we are about to kick off at the London Stadium. I have a timer in the top corner which shows you just how far or ahead of you I am, depending on how you're watching the game. I'm watching live on BT Sport 3 via their web thing, which means I will be slightly behind if you're watching on the television, because they're weird like that. Don't know why that happens. It just does. Can't explain it. There's also a minor YouTube delay. The rest of it, can't explain it. It's just the way these things go. So there is a timer there which says exactly how far behind you I am. And make sure if you haven't already to subscribe, because we were the only West Ham channel last season who did a watch along every single game without fail. We are here. We only missed one this year so far, and that's because I physically couldn't get out of bed. I think it was this year. That was when I was ill. I physically could not get out of bed. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, because we're always here providing links as well as other stuff, as well as all the other videos. So hey, hit that bell notification button so you don't miss out on any future videos, and like the video as well, of course. 300 is the goal, and I think we've just hit it. There you go, 304. Big plays, ladies and gentlemen. House money. Let's see how far we can get. Let's see how far we can get with that. But the kickoff will be momentarily at the London Stadium. So thank you all for watching. Make sure you stick around, because we'll be here throughout the entire game. Halftime, Geo will come back. He'll give you his thoughts, get involved with you lot as well. I'll come back for the second half. Second half will get underway all the way through to full time, where there will be a live match review straight after this as well. So hey, stick around with us, because we're live the entire time. A match day experience at Hammers Chat. AEK Larnaca are going to kick off at the London Stadium in around a 16-second leg Europa Conference League tie. West Ham are 2-0 up. And we're underway. Come on, you Irons. Deploy the boys. Let's do... it's time to run two things. Big plays. I'm hopeful of a vibey match. 61 days since Kamaka started. Is that true, Mark? That is wild. The Conference League does have a theme song. It's the same as the Europa League, I think, isn't it? The that one. I think. It was just playing in my ears, but I wasn't really concentrating. I was talking, so I wasn't really concentrating, but it was just playing in my ears. If it is that, it's a banger. That's a banging theme, let's be real about it. If Skamaka scores a hat-trick, Sullivan will come out and say he's not for sale at any price. I mean, we'll see what happens, right? See what happens. Again, I doubt a hat-trick's incoming for him, but we'll see. Sumo, good to see you, bro. Hope you're well. Oh, whoa, whoa. What a song that is. Do you know what it is? It's because I watch Dr. Benji videos, and he's doing a save with Newcastle at the moment, and every time it kicks off, it just starts playing in my ears. Wait, which means he's doing Europa Conference League. So it is, yeah. Oh, it is that one. It's a banging song. It's a banging song. Come on, Mr. Pardew, for the vibes. Swad's good to see you. Would you take Mourinho? I'm a Mourinho with Lusk, Skamaka and Thomas. He would build a team around our best players and have an actual tactical plan for teams other than just defend for our lives. Skamaka battling for it, charging. The ball gets played through. He tries to charge him down. Can't quite get there. But a little bit of awkward passing for Larnaca, and we get a throw-in in a very good position. Although, having said that, it is us, and we're bad at friends. I personally wouldn't take Mourinho. I want to see us go in a slightly different direction. I don't disagree with you. I think he would love certain aspects of this team. And I think we could definitely do worse. Personally, though, I wouldn't want to take Mourinho. I think I wouldn't take Mourinho. Would I take him? Yes. But personally, I wouldn't want us to have Mourinho. I think maybe going in a different direction is the way forward. Nice flick around the side for Paqueta. Lanzini trying to just pass it into the path. Or maybe it was 4-nows, actually. Just trying to flick it into the path. Yeah, that's 4-nows. This is one of the things I'm interested in. Good through ball from 4-nows into the path of Bowen. Skamaka's there. He tries to play it across, and Skamaka's got his hands out asking for it there. Not quite, but close. That's one of the things. I'm interested in. Where is 4-nows playing? Because straight away he seems very. Well, he's very far over on the right hand. He's taking throw-ins on the right hand side. He's on the right hand touchline. Ben Johnson trying to get him around the back, does well to get there, but the goalkeeper comes out and collects it. Bloody hell. I'll tell you what, Larnaca a little bit lucky there. There was a moment where it looked like Ben Johnson might be through on an open goal. But one of their players goes down, a little bit of confusion. I'm not going to lie, I don't know if that was a foul by Ben Johnson, but it is what it is. Yeah, I think I think realistically, one of the things I wouldn't take Mourinho. One of the things I am interested in is like Fornal's position, because he was super far over on the right hand side there, which is of course where Jarrod Bowen is. So is Fornal's playing in a sort of more central formation? Is it a Christmas tree formation where we have Fornals and Bowen in behind Scamacca? It could be. Is it a 4-2-3-1, which it kind of looks a little bit like, actually, now I'm looking at it. It looks a bit 4-2-3-1-y. Lanzini charging down, looking through ball for Pablo Fornals. Doesn't quite work out there, but still. Of course it is. It is happy 316 indeed. I didn't even think about that. It is, of course, his special day. His special day. Out here. For some reason, earlier I had on his match with where was he in a match with Vince? Is it St. Valentine's Day Massacre? I had that on in the background earlier for some reason. I don't know. It just happened to me. I think it's a 4-2-3-1 as well. That's the vibe I'm looking at, with Fornals in the middle, in the sort of 10 role. That's sort of what I'm looking at, but still. Retish coming through strong. Hello, brother. Good to see you, Retish. Hope you're well. Hitting a quick West Ham win. Highly expected, as first goal is scored on very 6th minute. Listen, that means we've got 2 minutes. I'd love it to happen. Wonder if Larnaca can wrestle this tie away from West Ham, or will the Hammers land an early knockout blow? Love that, Sumo. Love it. Yes. I suspect it will be it might not be an early knockout blow, but I suspect it will be a sort of drab professional performance for West Ham. But hey, maybe not. Kevin, good evening. Hope you're well. Should be a strong part for the boys tonight. You'd hope so. Lee's saying he would take Mourinho. He'd bring some names to the club, and in 2 years he leaves, at least the new manager has a better squad. Potentially, although he does tend to leave in a massive explosion, and I don't know if I want to see us have another massive explosion. But at the same time, I don't think it's impossible for us to not have a massive explosion. I think that's just the way football management is. I think you either leave good, or you see yourself stay too long to be bad. You know what I mean? And I feel like at this stage, I don't know. I just want to see us have someone who leaves because another team poaches him at this point. Just someone who's good. Pablo Fornals streaming forward, finds Scamacca out wide on the left-hand side. He's got Jarrod Bowen in the centre. Fornals drifts in there. He takes it from range. Oh, Scamacca. I tell you what, Geo talking about him just shooting from range. He does that there. Cuts in from wide from the left-hand side. Picks up the ball. David Moyes, brow furrowed as Scamacca takes a wild shot from range. It's played out wide to the left-hand side from Pablo Fornals at Scamacca, who under no challenge at all, just cuts inside ever so slightly. Maybe increases the angle slightly. To be honest with you, he was on the corner of the area, so it wasn't even like the angle was good, but with his strong foot just unleashes a shot, and it goes sailing wide with no touch. So it's a goal kick. Larnaca managed to bundle it forward, although Ogbonna and Zuma trip over themselves and thankfully managed to deal with it, but a little bit awkward there. He's just absolutely smashed it from range. Just absolute big boot. Yeah. The one where Vince takes that insane bump through the table off the cage. That one. That was the one I was watching. I just had it on in the background while I was editing, so I wasn't even really watching it. But it's just the way he flings himself off. He shakes and it just goes flying backwards. What a lunatic. What an absolute lunatic. Cresswell passes it back to Areola. Big boot forward. Yeah, I think it is a 4-2-3-1. It seems to be a 4-2-3-1 with Fornals playing as the 10, Lanzini out wide on the left-hand side, and that means a double pivot of Paqueta and Souček. Scamacca's pass there to Paqueta a little bit lacking. Pablo Fornals picks up the ball. It's good to see Pablo Fornals playing in that 10 role. I think it's one of his strongest positions on the football pitch, to be fair, so in that sense, I'm quite enjoying it, even though I don't think it's ideal for certain other players. I think, Paqueta, that's definitely a foul. Yeah, just bundles over an Larnaca player. Now deep, just one of those ones. Half-time sub Moyes. Listen, Fabianski. If we could, we could. If we could, we would. At this point, let's be real. Kelsey, good to see you. Hope you're well. I don't know if I haven't brought Scamacca on to shoot on sight in games where we aren't creating much. Should have tried this against the Spurs keeper. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, I guess it's getting the ball to him, but as long as he gets the ball sort of deep, as long as he's getting the ball in sort of, or as long as he's getting the ball, full stop, he'll just have a pop. I agree with you. I don't see harm in it at that stage, to be honest with you. I love match P2. It's just bonkers, isn't it? It's just. Why does this match exist? It's just bonkers. What an era. I'm still slowly going through old videos. Budgie, good to see you. Hit the like button. Thank you, Budgie. Hope you're well, my G. Hope you're well. Hope you're having a good day. If you haven't already subscribed to Green Street Elites, what are you doing? But Budgie, I hope you're well, bro. Don't worry. Use your phone for more important things. Watch one of the other watch-alongs. You know, get involved in other things. Use your phone for more important things. Don't hang around. But I appreciate you for coming, bud. Appreciate it massively. Throw in from the left-hand side for West Ham. Aaron Cresswell to take it. Yeah, it's definitely a 4-2-3-1, isn't it? Lanzini out wide left, Fornals in the centre, Jarrod Bowen on the right, and then Scamacca up top. Potentially more suits him if we can get, means we can get people closer in. Again, having Lanzini's a bit deeper, unlike as opposed to a Fornals. Shot from range from Larnaca. They managed to sort of get their way forward through into the centre, and then Nikolic just pile drives it up high and just. But the fact they managed to get into that space is a little bit concerning. I can't lie, a little bit concerning. Still, Cresswell all over the shop as well positionally, but it is what it is. I'd be excited to see if we had this formation, but maybe swap Lanzini out for a Ben Rama or for a Cornet, especially a Cornet. I would love to see that. Because I know Cornet gets a lot of criticism for his offsides, which he is constantly. And that's a totally fair thing to say because, Jesus Christ, my man is offside all of the time. But it's because he's trying to run in around the back. And when you have someone like Scamacca who can link up, can build up, I think that would be a really nice combination to have. Then you've got Jarrod Bowen on the other side who's liable to get forward and centrally as well. I quite like that. Against a team like Larnaca, I vibe it. What I find tragic is the sheer number of wrestlers who have died from before their natural. Yeah, Andre Giant, of course, died because of stuff, but British Bulldog, yeah. I mean, for a long time, it was a horrendous thing. It was constant, it felt like. I also re-saw that clip the other week, last week, I think it was, the British Bulldog one before the Royal Rumble. The one where he's walking into the arena and he goes, "Who's going to win the Royal Rumble tonight?" to fans, and they just all cheer and he goes, "I'm going to win the Royal Rumble." And then he just goes on this weird tirade where he clearly has not thought through what he's going to say at all. Gets completely trapped under his own words. "I'm going to win the Royal Rumble because I'm the Rumble and I'm going to win it." And then he just ends up going, "Because I'm bizarre." It's the greatest. It's up there with some of Sid's bests. It's the greatest. I love it so much. I could listen to it all day. What I've noticed is that teams in the lower cup competitions use several of their fringe youth players in games like this. Yeah, and I hope we get involved with that as well, Stuart. I hope we get involved with that as well. We don't tend to unless it's a unless it's a nothing game. We've got a lot on the bench tonight. Which we could do. Only 20 now. Oh, Larnaca, bloody hell. Raiola cups away. Only 20 now. Nearly. I know, Reese. We're close. All right, back to 21. 21 again. James's comment is accurate. 21. Let's go. Larnaca attacking down the left-hand side. Hooked back in. Just comes flying forward in behind. He should not have got anywhere near that. It was a tight angle, and he tries to cross it to Nikolic, and Ariola just ends up palming it away. Larnaca getting in easier than they should. Not into great positions. That little final bit is a little bit lacking, but they're getting opportunities, which isn't a great thing to see. Lanzini and Souček playing their way into trouble a little bit. It's going to be a throw into West Ham, basically by the corner flag. Scary. Yeah, big Cornet would be awesome. Cornet would be awesome in this, I think. I'm watching through again from 1996 onwards because there's loads of it I just haven't seen. So I'm just like, as I'm working, I've just got old Raws on in the background, just working my way through it chronologically. And I'm at Survivor Series 96, and the next match I have in the background, and I've been saving it for when I can just sit and watch, is the first Bret Austin match. This is the first one, isn't it, from Survivor Series 96? And I'm very excited to watch it. Played out wide by Larnaca, passing it around awkwardly at the back, and This 4-2-3-1 helps with that. There's a lot of people in good positions. And there we go. We instantly can pick up a loose ball there. Paqueta finds Scamacca, who's going to try and unleash one, lays it off instead to Paqueta, finds Bowen, can't quite get the touch. Lanzini snaps a shot off. It deflects off one of the Larnaca players. He ends up deflecting off his foot and going out for a goal kick. But again, just numbers forward instantaneously. It's a good press from Pablo Fornals. Puts the goalkeeper under awkward pressure. His pass outwards is just a no one. Paqueta, Scamacca, Paqueta, Bowen can't quite get there, and it hooks off Lanzini awkwardly for a goal kick. But again, knocking on the door, it feels like only a matter of time at this point. It really does feel like only a matter of time. Paqueta tried a first time pass into the path of Scamacca, didn't quite work out. Nice chest down from the Dome Ogbonna there, just calmly down to Zuma. Yeah, he was that chance they had, he was a little bit getting around. All looking for Cresswell, can't quite make it work. First wrestling show I ever saw was WrestleMania 10. Fun fact. I had it on VHS. I watched it endlessly as a kid. Endlessly. Because it was the first one I ever saw, because I had it on VHS, and then that was during the Attitude Era, and I'd see ladder matches like fairly frequently by that point, so I didn't really understand the like significance of that match when I watched it, even though I loved it. The bit where they go on the Razor with the ladder, mate, it's just good stuff. It's just good stuff. Although Bret Owen in that show is freaking great. Even back then, I loved it. Played all the way back to Areola under not a lot of pressure, just being safe. Awkwardly passed between himself and Kurt Zuma there. Larnaca just charging it down, maybe making a good opportunity for themselves. They don't. Bowen manages to get control, though his is awkward, and Larnaca come away with the ball. Not great there from us, I can't lie. Hooked forward, the control from the Larnaca midfield isn't quite good enough, but they keep control of it, passing it around, trying to create an opportunity on their left-hand side. Our right doesn't quite work out. Our ball out to Scamacca, though, is easily gobbled back up by Larnaca. Opening 15 minutes, I mean, we're obviously the stronger team by a significant distance. Certainly doesn't feel... Certainly not stressful at all. I mean, we are completely in control of this one. Having said that, Larnaca have had a couple of opportunities that are a little bit squeaky bum, but we are in control and we should be. It does feel like a matter of time. Scamacca, again, just calmly playing it around, not really doing too much. It's a nice ball by Fornals, can't quite find anyone. Again, just on the outside of the area, just lining up so many people forward. Even Thomas Souček's forward at this point. Thomas Souček with a step over just outside the area there. Just a little quick cheeky step over. Nice ball by Paqueta out wide to Cresswell. It was a good position for him to maybe unleash a cross. It's a good block, though, by Naum at right back. But it's going to be a throw-in on the left-hand side to West Ham. Cresswell takes it into the path of Fornals, and as per usual with our throw-ins, we lose it instantaneously, and it's a goal kick to Larnaca. These are the way these things go. You love to see it. Still. I haven't ended the poll. Dan, that's an unreal shout. It's because Geo never asked me. From the 931 people who asked, how do you feel about the starting 11? 2% of people said they were fuming. 6% of people said, it's poor. 25% of people said they were very happy. And 64% of people said, yeah, it's all right. Thank you very much. Dan, you are 100% correct. I just did not notice whatsoever. I did not notice whatsoever. That's what happens when Gio doesn't ask me. My brain just goes on autopilot. Ball over the top from Larnaca. Again, finding space a little bit. The fullbacks. Kurt Zuma, maybe getting away with that one a little bit. It felt like a foul. Ogbonna just hooks it forward. Scamacca manages to keep that one down quite well there. Considering the ball that was played to me, does quite well. This is what happens when my brain is just on autopilot. It's just laid out wide from Pablo Fornals. Finds Zuma. Johnson. Yeah, Johnson a little bit concerningly, I don't know, the balls are coming in fast down that side. I mean, Aaron Cresswell was really much further forward than him as well. I've just Thomas Souček is covering him. Aaron Cresswell really does tend to be quite far forward. Johnson wasn't as far forward, and yet still Johnson was sort of getting in behind. A little bit like if you saw Hamalytics on the Patreon this week, patreon.com/Hamalytics, or patreon.com/Hammers to watch that show I do with Jack from Analytics United, or Paqueta charging through, cuts into his left hand, left foot and hits a shot. I was trying to say left hand side and got confused between it. I got completely confused between it. Played forward, nodded on from Paqueta, can't quite make it work. A little bit of pressure, but we keep possession of the ball. To be fair, Souček nods it down to Lanzini. Nice turn. West Ham calmly passing it around. If you saw the Hamalytics episode this week, or you saw the West Ham breakdown on Analytics United, which is a show I do with which I do myself with Jack and Cal from Analytics United. That's over on Analytics United. We spoke about the sort of the difference in Aston Villa's fullbacks and how far forward they were going, and how one would be going far forward and one would be staying slightly further back. And you can see that with us tonight a little bit. Johnson's, or at least it feels like at this stage, Johnson is a little bit deeper with Aaron Cresswell further forward, and yet somehow Johnson is still getting played in behind, which is a little bit concerning, but still, what can you say? Do I remember Doink the Clown? Asking in there. I do remember Doink the Clown. You had, for example, WrestleMania 9, Doink versus Crush, and then you had the evil Doink twin who came from under the ring. They did the old switcheroo, and he hits him with the arm, gets the win in that. Was it against Crush? I think it was against Crush. Then you had, of course, at WrestleMania 10, the mixed tag team match between Doink and Dink the Clown as a tag team against, was it Bam Bam and Luna Vachon? Come on now. Listen, I remember Doink. Larnaca playing it forward. Nice interception. Again, they're really sloppy with passing. Finds Lanzini. Scamacca on the left-hand side. Cuts inside. Onto his strong foot. Hits it. And it's in. It's 1-0. It's far from the best goal you're ever going to see in your life. But Scamacca has indeed put it in. It's 1-0 to West Ham. And he looks happy, and I would be as well if I was him. It's far from the most beautiful goal you're ever going to see in your life. Larnaca come out from the back. Their passing at times, by the way, it's very suspect. We should be able to. They're basically giving us the ball at times. Pretty consistently, they're giving us the ball. Lanzini comes flying forward from it, lays it off to Scamacca, who gets a little bit fortunate to get into some sort of shooting position. He sort of pulls out from the left-hand side, takes it onto his stronger foot. Sort of similar position Mikel Antonio would take up in some ways. He just sort of battles his way through. It's a bit lucky, and he hits it. And I'll be honest with you, I don't like saying this because I think it's a bit of a cliche. It's one of these phrases that I don't particularly like. Goalkeeper probably should have done better. It's not great. It's not great. But look, it's a Scamacca goal, and I'm not exactly going to complain. It's 1-0 to West Ham United, 3-0 on aggregate, and it puts us in a very, very strong position at this point. Larnaca, like I say, their passing has been very suspect at times in this game. They've just having that sort of 4-2-3 on. I think even if it's not what you sort of want to go with going forward in a big major way, I think it's probably the right thing to do in this game. Just get people in and around Scamacca, get people in and around Larnaca's defensive midfielders and their defenders. Just put them in awkward positions because they're going to pass and they're going to give it up to you. I said it felt like it was only a matter of time, and it was. 1-0 to West Ham United. We take it. Big place. Big Kendo Nagasaki, Big Daddy, McManus, flipping. That's what I'm thinking of. Giant Haystacks, all the boys. West Ham have the ball again. Does anyone have possession stats, by the way? Because I usually just use who scored for everything because it's just easy and I know it has everything. But obviously who scored don't... I was right, it was Crush. Thank you very much. I'm a genius. Oh, shout out Tugboat. But I know they don't cover Europa Conference League games. I don't know if Soccerway do live stats. Or... I think FootMob do, don't they? I don't know. I should have a look into this at some point. Paqueta down, but play continues. Referee checks he's fine as West Ham continue to have possession of the ball and just sort of pass it around amongst themselves. Again, it really does feel like a matter of time. Oof, Jared Bowen, awkward ball out to Ben Johnson. Way too high, can't quite get there. 3 goals in 9 matches for Scamacca. It's not the worst return you've ever seen at West Ham, if we're being honest. I think that's his 8th goal for West Ham. It's pretty fortunate. In so many different ways, it's pretty fortunate. But listen, you got to take shots to get a goal. You got to take shots to get the opportunity, you know? If you're not taking shots, you're not scoring, as Michael Owen probably once said. Oh, Scamacca is there. Scamacca slots it in for 2. Oh, and the referee's whistle goes, and Scamacca looks annoyed. It's offside. It's offside. I thought that one wasn't lucky, but apparently it was. Apparently it was. It was a much better, cleaner finish. Lanzini picks up the ball, lays it into Paqueta, who just drives forward a little bit. Yeah, Scamacca is definitely offside there, but it's a nice idea. Paqueta just carries it. Larnaca's players don't really challenge him, and Scamacca just peels off that final man. He's just a little bit offside. But I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Oh, does he have the really thin singlet and the hat? Important questions. Important questions. I also need to get. Have you got 2K? Have you got 2K23 yet, Dave? Because I need to get it. I can't lie. I've been big since playing 2K22. I'm now convinced that I need 23. It's not going to happen yet because Resident Evil comes out in like a week. But you know, that one felt less lucky. But of course it was because offside. Close though. And again, I say it felt like a matter of time for the first one. It feels like a matter of time for the second as well. I can't lie. It really does. It really does. Wavy flag, man. Let's just get everything slightly wrong, you know? What was that old Twitter account? The USA football fan guy? Death Zone. That's what he called the penalty box? Death Zone? I can't remember. That was a banging account. Played over the top easily. Ooh, not so easily, but Souček does end up running it out just under a little bit of pressure. Why is Paqueta behind Fornals? So we're playing 4-2-3-1. The double pivot is Paqueta and Souček, and you have Fornals as the 10. You have Bowen on the right. You have Lanzini on the left, and then you have Scamacca up top. You have Scamacca up top, which I agree with. In that side, I agree with it. Wasn't it Shirley? Shirley something. I can't remember what the surname was, but I'm sure it was Shirley something. Yes, there we go. There you go. Thank you, David. Thank you, David. Yes. It was. 4 is one of my favorite games of all time. It's up there in top 5 for me of all games of all time. Resi 4. Crabtree. Thank you very much, Shirley Crabtree. Yes. It's 4 is one of my favorite games of all time. It's up there in my top 3 probably, or top 5 at least. I adore 4. It might even be my favorite. I absolutely adore 4. The 2 remake was one of my favorite games the year it came out. I love the 2 remake, and this is basically the continuation of the 2 remake. So I'm very, very happy. I'm very excited. The Chainsaw demo was really good. I played it a bunch of times. Don't call me Shirley. Airplane, by the way. What a film. What a film. Larnaca playing it around at the back. Yes. Come up with a bunch of phrases, and we'll just say them. See how many people can really annoy. And then we have a live sub counter and watch how quickly it goes down. Yes, this is a great idea that Geo definitely won't hate me for. I'm not playing either of them. I can't lie. Played out wide to Larnaca on the left hand side. Cuts inside, looking to try and battle his way in, and Paqueta gives away a free kick. I feel he's a little bit unlucky there. Yokolis goes down, but I think he's a little bit hard done by a little bit. He goes down a bit easy. Like, his arm is up there. His arm is here. He's sort of pushing him. But he goes down very easy. I don't know if it's a foul. I'm not playing either of them at the moment, Ginge. I can't lie. I was playing FIFA when it was on PlayStation Plus. I was playing FIFA through that. But apart from that, no. If I want to play a football game, I tend to either load up eFootball 2021, the last PES game, on PC, or I just play Football Manager. The free kick, it was basically in a corner position from Larnaca, just ends up going over the top of everyone. It's going to be a throw into West Ham, which means Larnaca will score in about 10 seconds time. We'll score in about 10 seconds time. Just seeing a replay of the VAR for the offside on Scamacca. It definitely was offside. You could see it in the initial replays as well, if we're being honest. Fornals battling for it. It's just steaming down. Oh, he's the Robert Snodgrass of West Ham at the moment, isn't he? Just Fornals. Just will aimlessly chase a ball like a dog. You know, just no fear. No endless stamina. Just going. No surrender. Zero miedo. Just charging it down. You both love and hate to see it, because my God, is it pointless. But listen, come on. Get in there. Push, you know. It's a Jackie Polo shout from Steve. Steve, good to see you. Hope you are. Just lobbing in a quick one. It's a great question, Gary. I'm not actually sure. I don't know. What I'm going to do, Gary, is I'm going to wait until Jack and Cal post their article on Analytics United about it, and then I'm just going to, whichever one the top one is, I'm going to pass it off as if it's my own idea. That's the vibe. That's the vibe. I don't know. I could tell you on Football Manager I bought Javi Gallan. He was great, but Larnaca are through. It's a great opportunity. And Larnaca have scored. Oh, he's offside. Bloody hell. Our defence has been awful so far tonight, by the way. The fact that Larnaca are getting in so easily, they've just put the ball in the net and it was offside. It's just some very easy passing that Scamacca doesn't really chase down. Bowen is so far forward, he can't get anywhere near involved. Is he offside? I don't know, but Ben Johnson might have played him on. Cresswell's close. And then Carlitz just slots it home. It's going to go to VAR. I don't think that's offside, you know. I think if that doesn't count, they've been hard done by a little bit. I mean, sure, we'll see the replay, but I'm trying not to look at the chat because I'm sure you all will know already, but you can see the AEK Larnaca fans anticipating it, waiting it. I love their manager because he dresses like managers doing a World Cup. Do you know what I mean? I don't know how to describe it, but it looks like that. We're getting a goal check from VAR. We're not seeing the VAR, but we're just seeing shots of the referee sort of standing steadfast as players sort of say random words to him. We are getting a VAR check. I'll be honest with you, it looked onside from the replay. It would have been tight, very, very tight. But it looked onside. Like I say, some awful defending in the build-up to that. I'm looking forward to seeing the replay to some extent. Okay, offside confirmed. It looked incredibly tight. I'm sure we'll see a picture of it in a minute, like we did with the Scamacca one. But that was it felt unbelievably tight, significantly tighter. And the fact that they've created a couple of chances, Larnaca, and they've gotten a bit too easy for my liking. The defense right now is incredibly shaky. From what I remember, without seeing the replay again, Scamacca is sort of the nearest player, but doesn't really, he sort of shows him a little bit, but doesn't really chase him too much. And then the Larnaca player just sort of plays around him as he stops. So he sort of stops. Bowen is miles forward. And this is the thing. We talk about, you know, West Ham's wide players and Bowen and Ben Rama and Fornals potentially as well, if he's playing, or Lanzini in this case, having a lot of responsibility dropping back. Any team, they have responsibility to drop back, because Bowen was about 15 miles too far forward. And so when the ball comes in, Paqueta goes down there. Hope he's okay. I don't think it's too deep. It just looks like a little nick. It doesn't look too bad, but yeah. We're looking at the offside now. That's very, very tight. He is offside. The lines have confirmed he is offside, but my lord, was that tight. Incredibly tight. Anyway. Yeah, Jared Bowen's very, very far forward, and so all of a sudden they just get to play through that gap. And play ball very easy through the middle. I don't know. I'm really not confident with this defence. I sort of brought it up when we were talking about the lineups, the idea of our just midfield not really having much support defensively, especially if Thomas Souček is getting forward, which he has been slightly less, but he's not been getting forward. It's a lot to deal with, and I don't know. I don't feel mega comfortable at it. 100% Sumo. You'd really hope so. Tyreek Mitchell. Yeah, it's not a bad shout. Not a bad shout. That's how Moyes uses anyone, really, but we'll see if Moyes is here by the end of the season, I guess. But I've heard very good things about him, to be fair. Lots of people raving about Mitchell. We're not very fluid, and the difference is nothing. Better teams will destroy us. Yeah, 100%. But I equally, Jonathan, I don't think we'd play this side against a better team. You know, I think we'd load it up with our first team players, and we'd probably be a lot less expressive. Well, I say expressive. This isn't really expressive, but we'd be a lot less freeing, maybe is the way to word it, than we would in this. But I don't disagree with you. I think if we were going up against a better team and we were like this, they would be ripping us apart right now. Arguably not, Jonathan. Arguably not. Question: do we have a defense that can keep out goals this season? No, I don't think we've seen our strongest defense yet this season, really. I think we've seen the makeup of it a couple of times, but with injuries and everyone not being fully fit, I don't think we found it yet. I think we're still looking at Azuma, who's probably still recovering from that ridiculous long-term injury he had, which he played through half the season with. I think Agerd is slowly getting there, but has looked a bit more shaky in the last couple of weeks, but hopefully he can get there. That's the first choice centre-back pairing. Right back, you're probably saying it's much of a muchness at this point, probably Soufal. Lanzini on the edge of the area, finds Jarabone in a nice position, kicks it onto his left foot, and shot goes high and wide, can't really get his foot around it at all, and it deflects out. I say deflects out, it just went straight out as it is a goal kick. Again, nice opportunity. Again, it feels like a matter of time before we score. He's probably offside there, Jarabone. He looks bloody close anyway. It feels like a matter of time before we score, but it also kind of feels like a matter of time before they do. But yeah, I guess you would say Soufal, and then I guess you would say Emerson as well at this point. Emerson's been looking good recently. And how many times have we actually seen those players in form together? I don't think we have, really. I think that's probably one of the bigger problems. Then you want to put Rice in front of him with, I would argue, a 3 at the back. I would argue a 3 midfield of Souček and Paqueta. And then, yeah, I don't know. Bowen on one side. I think if you're looking for defensive qualities, you probably put Fornals on the other, and then Antonio up front. I don't know. It's difficult. It really does. It really feels difficult. Maybe. I'm not too concerned, but maybe. Lanzini charges through. The pullback was a choice, but he maintains possession of the ball somehow. Souček gets flying forward. Thomas Souček. I tell you what, Souček did really well there, and Scamacca doesn't go for it. His head is in his hands a little bit. I suspect he didn't think that was going to come to him. It was a really nice opportunity in the end. Souček came flying forward down the left-hand side. He does well again here, Thomas Souček. I tell you what, Thomas Souček is going for it. You could say many things about that man, but lack of effort is definitely not one of them. He's gunning for it. He went flying forward there, provided a beautiful pass in, which I'll be honest with you, Scamacca should have charged down. One of my biggest pet peeves with strikers is just not following the ball in. And not having anyone follow the ball in there is just ridiculous to me. And then just a second ago, the ball comes back out to him. He flicks it over one of them, trying to charge through. I'll tell you what, you can say a lot about him, but you can't down his effort. There you go. It almost showed some skill. It was bloody close. It was bloody close. Very harsh, Ballon. Very harsh, but not necessarily incorrect. The levels thing I disagree with, but the rest of it, not necessarily incorrect, but very harsh. Ooh, off the underside of the bar from West Ham. And a scissor kick from Ben Johnson. And then a scissor kick from Ben Johnson. Doesn't go anywhere near the net. It doesn't even go to the touchline. Oh, what an effort from young Ben. I respect it heavily. Why not? Why not? Scamacca picks up the ball in the centre of the park. He's left over. That's a really nice ball. That's a really nice ball. I think he's just onside as well. I think it's Pablo Fornals who cuts on the inside on his right foot and just bends it past the goalkeeper, looking for that top corner. It is Pablo Fornals. It rattles off the underside of the bar. Ben Johnson goes for a scissor kick like prime Zlatan. Yes, Andy Carroll style goes for it. You love to see it. It doesn't quite work out, but what a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. That was incredible. Oh, never change, Ben. Love that from him. Absolutely love that. If there's ever a game to go for it, it's that. Larnaca's goalkeeper under a bit of pressure. Big boot straight into the head of Thomas Souček. Lanzini's pass into the path of Paqueta wasn't great. Larnaca come away with the ball. Force that goalkeeper, man. Just everything we do in this setup should be to force the goalkeeper to go long. We'll score for days. The passing around is just very awkward from Larnaca. When they get a bit further forward, there's some technique there and it gets a little bit dicey and they're finding a bit of space. But if we could just keep forcing the goalkeeper to punt it long, Thomas Tuchek standing there, nods it down, we should be able to very easily get at least another before half time. Will we? I doubt it, but it would have been unreal. I was so excited, Timeless. I was so excited. It was never going in. But my God. Never, Alex. Never. Never. I keep it in there. Because what happens, I've explained this on stream before, is I make the cup of tea and then I bring it across and I haven't had time to stir it. So I stir it here. So, and then it just stays in. Never. All the way back to Areola. Awkward pass from Cresswell out. West Ham almost play themselves into trouble, but they keep it. Areola going for a big ball to Cresswell out wide. Nicely done. Finds Lanzini. We've got to play through those lines a little bit quicker. Does well enough. It wasn't great for Pablo Fornals. He tries to get the control down, but it's a little bit far away from him. But the idea was there. Now we have to activate. I know they don't want... The thing is, look, realistically, no. Can't be asked, is it really? They're not going to chase it down. They're not going to endlessly press. But if we endlessly pressed, my God, would they give the ball away instantaneously? Even then, their goalkeeper just under a little bit of pressure from Scamacca almost falls over on the ball. Big boot forward and West Ham instantly recollect the ball, though not very comfortably, I must say. Lanzini wins a frame. We'll take it, but yeah. I drink decaf PG Tips at the moment, Neil. That's what I'm drinking at the moment. Decaf PG Tips. I've lost sound on my BT Sport. Good job you're waffling on. I can waffle for days, Dean. It's the one superpower I have. I am very easy to... I find it very easy to waffle. I don't. I can't be... It's too scary. I did it once by accident, and then I sipped it, and the tea bag hit my top lip, and it was so strong, I was like that. So never again. Never again. But I like a weak tea. I can't lie. People hate me for it, but I like a weak milky tea. I like a weak milky tea. I can't lie. No. I'm not a murderer. No. You put your bag in. You put your milk in. I like to pour it directly on top of the tea bag for vibes, right? Milk in, sugar in, 1 sugar if you're asking. Tea bag out. Or when here, bring it back, drop it down while I'm talking. You couldn't see off screen, but what I'm doing off screen there is I'm stirring. You can see my hand shaking, it's because I'm stirring. How many goals do we need before we give you a few minutes? I think if we got a second, then you could see some youth players being introduced in the 65, 70th minute onwards. It'll probably end up being very late. That's if we're 2-0 up, I reckon. That's what my guess would be. I get stick for having a latte and it's basically some... listen, I've never drunk any coffee, so I can't chat, but I respect it. Oh, the Larnaca player tries to take it round Ogbonna. I'll be honest with you. Ogbonna got completely done there. He just basically pushes the guy to the ground. But yeah. He goes down easy, but he definitely gets pushed down. Scamacca on the ball. Doesn't really have any options, so just decides to pull it back. He's not exactly going to beat his man. The West Ham decide to slowly pass it around. I wish, if they want a sponsor, we could reload it like we were trying to do when Tom was here about the vase and IKEA. Let's reload it, see if we can get some PG Tips decaf sponsorship. You know? I just thought, do I need the caffeine? No, not really. I'll cut it out then. You know? That's going to be a yellow card for Larnaca. Pablo Fornals goes down under pain. It doesn't look serious. I think he'll be okay, but the guy who was in one of the thumbnails I've made this week with the foul, don't know what name the player is. Yeah, it's really awkward from there. It's really, really awkward. Gustavo Ledes. It's the one with the yellow card. Gus on his back. It's awkward. I'll have a gander. I'll have a gander, Alex. The OG T video in my head is the Charlie is so cool like one from way back in the day. That's for old school YouTube people. The Charlie is so cool like cup of tea video. See it on the YouTube homepage because it was featured. Come on now. Now we're talking proper YouTube. This is like 2007, 8 times. Something like that. Oh, the ref's going over. The ref's going over to the VAR screen to have a little look at for a red card review on as the Ledes one. He does just sort of dangle his foot out. I didn't think it was a red. I thought it was quite bad. I thought it was bad, but I didn't think it was. I thought it was more clumsy and stupid from him than awful. But he's been called across to the screen. The referee's having a look. I obviously won't look at the chat because I know you guys will be ahead and you'll probably be able to say whether or not it's a red. But he's looked at it a couple of times. I can't imagine. Is it going to be red? Yellow. Yeah, just a yellow card. Oh! He's off! He's off! The Larnaca player's off. Even Pablo Fornals, I think, is saying it shouldn't. I don't know if he's saying it shouldn't be a red. Even Pablo Fornals, who was the one under pressure, who was the one who got tackled there, saying it shouldn't be a red. The referee, play was seemingly carrying on, and then the referee all of a sudden blows the whistle and gets called over to the screen to go and have a look at it. Pablo Fornals, again, proving that he's one of the nicest men in the world. Just even he was saying to the ref that it wasn't a red. And then walks Ledes off the pitch and sort of gives him a little goodbye in a nice gesture. And Gustavo Ledes is being sent down the tunnel or sent back to the bench now. He's got a red card. He's unhappy about it. It was a clumsy challenge. It was a very, very clumsy challenge. He was good. He was shat. Charlie's so cool. Like, do you know what I mean? What a guy. Or I mean, what a guy. No, he's quite trans, so what a guy, I should say. But what a guy. Milky T Charlie, very much so. Very much so. Red card for Gustavo Ledes. By the way, that's an unreal pull from you, the Timeless there. Right? Timeless podcast. That is an unreal pull from you there about Doctor Who Confidential and Charlie is so cool. Like, congratulations. That is maybe one of the nichest things I'll understand the chat will say at me tonight. I respect it immensely. But yeah, a red card. Flipping heck. Well, Larnaca are down to 10. Any thoughts that they might have a chance in this have probably just dissipated. They've, of course, had a couple of opportunities. And look, I guess they can't really fight it. He does put his foot out, studs on Pablo Fornals. It was lazy more than anything. And I think the reason I didn't really react too heavily to it, because it was just so lazy and sort of stupid. It wasn't that deep and big. It was just sort of left out dangling with his studs up. It wasn't that deep. But straight off, it's a straight red card as well. Yeah, he does. It's really clumsy and really lazy from Ledes, if anything. Studs straight up. I mean, he can't complain about it. It is a red card. I mean, he will complain about it, but it is a red card. But still. I do. Timeless. What's your podcast and where can I watch it? Or listen to it? Because, my God, I need to get involved. If you're pulling off these references, then you're probably my sort of person. What a man. The 2 minutes of stoppage time is come to an end. The whistle will be going any moment. But when you look at the replay, it does look worse. It does look worse every time I see it. But feel bad for the guy. Yeah, me too. It wasn't purposeful. It was just lazy and clumsy and stupid. It was just lazy and clumsy and stupid. The halftime score. West Ham United 1, Larnaca 0. That's 3-0 on aggregate. Larnaca down to 10 men. And we got to be honest. At this stage, it's got to be done, right? I can't see. There was a moment there, a couple of opportunities where Larnaca had, it's on YouTube channel, it's Spotify and Apple. I will be looking into this time, so I'm going to be opening this up and having a gander because I don't know what it's about. I'm just going to go and vibe it. Whatever it is, I'm just jumping in head first because you seem like my kind of person. But yeah, there was a couple of opportunities and a couple of times there. I'm literally putting it on my phone now, so I remember. Where you have to say they got through a bit easily and a bit too comfortably, if we're being real. They really shouldn't have been able to have gained the opportunities they did in that game. And yet, having said that, now they're down to 10. It's made a tall task impossible, in my opinion. It's made a tall task absolutely impossible. I can't see a situation in which Lana could come back into this game at this point, and it's just about being professional. Can we get maybe a couple of a goal or two? Can we get some opportunities for people who haven't got them? Cornet, for example, maybe some youth players. I don't know. At that stage, that's really what this game is about. But let's ask the opinion of Geo Mackie. Geo, we have 14 subscribers, by the way, off 30,000. I've got the timer in the top corner just because I feel like it could happen. But back to the matter at hand. How do you feel?
Good. Listen, it's not champagne football, is it? But it's comfortable enough. Scamacca's got the goal. Finals is playing well. It's a relatively straightforward evening for West Ham so far.
I felt like before their red card, which I know has just happened, but before that, not that I was scared they were going to get back into it and somehow knock us out. But they certainly were getting through easier than I would have liked to have.
Yes, I would agree. I would agree with that. I think on a couple of occasions it's not been difficult to do something against our defence, and we got a little bit fortunate with the disallowed goal. I'll say that. Was it offside? Yes, of course it was. It's definitive. There's no opinion based here. It's factual. He was offside. However, our fullbacks were both behind the centre-backs, which is a very strange thing to happen in a back line. For Johnson and Creswell to be a little bit behind Ogbonna and Zuma, it's a bit weird. That's not something I like to see happening too often. I don't want to see that happening again. Johnson's been caught out a couple of times as well, pace-wise and just positioning, really. Poor positioning means you need to rely on your pace to get back in. And because of his poor positioning and because he's perhaps not quite as quick as his opponent, he's not been able to get back and recover well. But we've kept them at arm's length. The dangers have been one or two. I think we've got off with a couple of what I thought was fouls outside our area as well. There was one towards the end of the half in the bottom left corner. It might have been Creswell that done it. I'm not sure. The player went down. The referee just played on, but I thought it was a free kick. But I'm okay with it. I'm happy with what I'm seeing because we were 3-0 up. If this was sort of like the first leg, I'd be saying, like, come on now, let's really take advantage of this man down opportunity and go on and kick on. And I still want to see that, actually. I want to still go see goal number 2 and 3. But it's all right. We're doing what we have to do to get through with minimum fuss.
Yeah, it felt like a matter of time before we scored, and I feel like to some extent it is again a matter of time before we get a second, especially now they're down to 10. My big thing is just that defensive side of it, and just seeing a professional performance where there's enough concentration where we don't allow them to have really many more opportunities. Down to 10 men, they really shouldn't. They were getting through a bit too easy. But apart from that, I'm happy. I'm happy, Gio. I can't lie to you. But I do need to go to the toilet, so I shall be back in a moment, my friend.
Thank you very much, Charlie. Let's see what you're all saying. Aaron said he's inside the ground and it's not very good. ATM says we need 10 men, we need to kill them off. I do agree. Michael says, got to love finals, tries his best, nice person. Can't want any more from one of our players. Jen says, impressed with Scamacca. His venomous shots are exciting. Get Bowen off, too greedy, doesn't care about creating a chance. Unnecessary as well, Bowen playing. I don't think we need him to be playing for this one. It's a bit risky. Is he going to get injured? Well, he's got 2 weeks to recover from it. But I just feel like we don't need Bowen to be playing the second half. He'd probably be one of the first players I would take off, just because we don't need him to. Leo says, haven't seen anyone bullying Scamacca. Jog on. I can only assume somebody has said that. I can't see I haven't seen it. Apologies, Leon. Matt says Scamacca needs to be more central, playing on the wing too much or too far back. Ben, I would like to see Ings and Scamacca partnership in this second half. Derek says, don't think we're playing well. No, we don't have to. We're not sharp and some lazy and wayward passes. Again, can't really disagree with that too much. Dan saying we should go on and win 5-0, while Ron says we're making them look better than they are. This was a Premier League team, we'd be getting spanked. Digital says Johnson done a scissor kick, Souček banging out step overs, he's enjoying it. Yeah, there's been a little bit of flair, isn't there? Hey, a little sprinkling. Tim says, are you happy you've got centre forward walking on the pitch with no aggression, genuine lack of interest? Well, I think he looks interested. I think Scamacca looks interested. I guess it comes down to your own opinion, Tim. You clearly don't think he's got any interest, but I think he has done. Will says, bit disappointed in Paqueta. I think he was a bit sloppy at points and overshooting. You have to agree. He would be my first sub, by the way. I think my first, if it was more at the minute, I'd be taking Paqueta off for Cornet and dropping Lanzini in beside Souček in midfield and just put Cornet out on the left. That's the sub I'd like to see at half time. Wayne would like to see the handbrake come off, where Kazarek says that we're very average at best. Aaron says 10 men, Moyes will now sit back, will be a board second half. I feel sorry for Aaron. Aaron's at the game right now, and that's what he's looking forward to in the second half, bless him. Kavos says Souček's been the best passer. I'm unsure if you mean on the eye or statistically. I don't know either or. There was that one time he nearly got caught out, but he got away with that a little bit. Zuma had to come and bail him out. I don't think any player has really impressed me passing-wise. If I had to pick one, it would be Fornals, but you're biased. You have a national interest in Thomas Souček. RB says seeing Scamacca, Fornals, Lanzini and Paqueta playing together as close as a wet dream as you can get as a West Ham fan, even though they seem intent on passing to the opposition. Michael says even against a poor team, our passing and crossing has been pathetic at times. Team full of good players, but with no synergy. Let's see what you're all saying. Stephen says Souček is passing the balls. James says Fornals has been good, but because he's actually playing well, not because he's a nice guy. I think he's playing well. I think Fornals has possibly been my man of the match for the first half. I think he's looking good. Mark says Paqueta needs to find the forwards with these passes. Anthos says it's a training match, and you can tell that Moyes and attacking football don't go together. Amy said Pablo is plays so far forward is good. Well, let me start that again. Pablo playing so far forward is good so far. Bit of a tongue twister there, Amy. You stitched me right up, but yes, Pablo playing so far forward is good so far. Yes, I agree with that one. Jens agrees with me, thankfully, about the Scamacca one. James says looks interested, runs about like an aimless dog. I think he's also against Tim. Tim says Arsenal. We're not watching Arsenal. I don't know what you're talking about, Tim. Honestly, I'm confused now. I assume you're talking about Scamacca. Now you're talking about Arsenal. I'm not sure. I think you're on the wrong stream, mate. The Arsenal one's over on AFTV. They'll be doing a watch along for the Arsenal one. Gary says treating it as a walk in the park, very disappointing. X-Pin says every time Scamacca dropped deep to get the boy, made dangerous pass over the defence. Malcolm says Lanzini makes a big difference to our midfield, moves the ball well. Yes, I'm pleased with what I've seen from Clever Rye-Wrists. I see what you're up to. Says Declan Rice to be non-existent in midfield. I see you. James says Fornals is a bit more central. He looks much better. Oh, your eyes are not wrong. He's firmly in that number 10 role tonight, and I am liking it. NH Hammer says we will get murdered by better opponents, especially if we keep playing so conservatively. Again, the one thing I will say, I think, is this is as good as we have to play. We're winning 1-0 without coming out of second gear. And I know we'd like to see us come out the traps 100 miles an hour and play some world-beating stuff and win 4-0. And hopefully we can see a bit of that in the second half. But I just don't think they were ever going to do that, really. I think their confidence is quite low. I'd imagine they're quite nervous. there's been one or two moments where Larnaca have been able to string a few passes together and the players are quite animated with each other about other players being out of position, which isn't great. I think one or two players are playing well. I've mentioned them. I think there's also a couple of them that's not playing well. Lucas Paqueta's top of the list for that for me. I've been most impressed by Fornals in the first half, and I've been least impressed by Paqueta. But yet they're in roughly the same area of the pitch, so we do need a little bit better. But like I said, the sub I'd make at half time would be to Cornet on for Paqueta. I won't go into it too much because Charlie will probably come back and ask me anyway. Dean said, we've been okay. Fornals have been the most consistent at half, and I won't have a bad word against a fornicator. Greg says, Moyes looks frustrated because the players are giving the ball away, and when they do take shots, they're either tame or way off target. Upton Parker, great name, says Scamacca, Bowen and Fornals off, Gerd, Emerson and Kedder. Oh, we need that. But oh, you've tricked me. You've tricked me there. I just saw the first bit. I thought this looks, I don't see any naughty words or anything like that. I'll click on this, read it out, and you're being naughty. You got me. Well done. Mark says, Fornals unlucky not to score. Can see him score in the second half. I agree. I would love to see Souček on the score sheet as well. Malik said they don't play with this side crowd. Even if the stadium isn't full, I think it's nerves. Mikey says, as always, Fornals is great in his central position, but Moyes will have him out wing in his next game. Why do we never play this high-pressing game against Premier League teams? And he would like to see Moyes out.
I think if we're being honest about it, because they've got in relatively easily behind us, and this is a team who shouldn't. Like, if this was a Premier League side, I know a couple of you said it, and I don't think it's entirely an accurate comparison to make, but I know some people have said it and I don't necessarily disagree. If this was a Premier League team, they would punish us for those sort of things. Again, I think if this was the Premier League, we wouldn't be playing like we are today. But at the same time, that's probably why, right? At least in my opinion,
yeah. Anyway, I would like to see Cornet come on for Paqueta at halftime, Charlie. Put Lanzini into the middle with Souček, and then I think Lanzini's doing okay, but he's just a bit stuck out on the left wing. I don't like it. I prefer him in the middle where he can get involved wherever he wants to be, like what Fornals is doing. But let's get Lanzini in field. Cornet on for Paqueta. We don't need to play Paqueta and Jared Bowen in the second half. It's unnecessary. We don't need to risk them. I think Paqueta would be my first one off and Cornet on because he does need the minutes, whereas the other two don't. But get him out on the left as well. And I think Scamacca just needs a bit of another injection of life into him, really. He came out, the first minute, he was running after the ball all the way to the keeper, waving his arms around at everybody to get up. And I thought, oh, here we go. He's got his goal. It wasn't the best goal in the world, but he's got it. He got his second goal, which was disallowed, but it was a really nice finish. And I just think if you get Cornet on there, it just gets Scamacca buzzing again. That he's got someone really energetic and quite direct next to him as well. We'd like to see one or two the youngsters introduced as well. I think Mubama is an obvious one for Scamacca eventually, maybe around the hour mark or something. Get him a decent run out though, not just 5-10 minutes. Get him a good 20 to 30 minutes under his belt so he can have a chance really. But I would try and leave Fornals on as long as possible while he's playing like he is. Been very impressed by him.
Yeah, I agree with that. If you had to take off Bowen, who would you bring on for him?
Who else have we got?
Let's say the bench is running along the screen as we talk. Let's just say, for example, Cornet does come on for Paqueta, which I don't necessarily disagree with. I think that's a fine substitution. That makes sense. Who would you like to see in place of Jared?
Mubama. When I've seen the thing is when they're a youngster, I think it's acceptable to ask a youngster to play out of position. You're sort of the apprentice a little bit here. You've got to earn your money. You've got to earn your stripes a little bit. And I'd basically be saying to him, look, kid, you go out there for 15 minutes and you're playing on the right wing. It's not your best position. But when I've seen him play for the under-18s, he does cover that position. He covers every position. They're quite fluid, that front four. He's usually the centre forward, but if he gets caught out on the wing, he puts a shift in. I'd put him out on the right, basically say that you've got 15 minutes, you do well. We're going to take Scamacca off and we're going to move you up front. And then you've got the other 15 minutes in your natural position. We'll bring Ben Rama on. You have Cornet and Ben Rama supplying you. Can't ask for more than that, really. So I think when a youngster's out of position, I often like to see them play in their best positions. They've got the best opportunity to impress and stuff. But I don't think it's unfeasible. I mean, we're not asking a right back to play up front or a striker to play centre mid or anything. To ask somebody to play on the right of a front three. Bear in mind, we'll be playing 10 men in the second half here, right? We're we should have a lot of the ball. I don't think asking Mubama to come on for Jared Bowen and play to the right and have a little bit of defensive duty is a bad test. I think it's quite a good test for him, actually. Get close to Scamacca and let's see what you got.
Well, there you go. Teams are out. Final score prediction.
Thank you very much.
Let's just wave like that, Geo. There he goes. Ladies and gentlemen, teams are out. One substitution at half time, and that is for them. Cristoforu has come on for Gonzalez, I assume, as they sort of shuffle things around after the red card. But yeah, I think Potts is someone I was looking at. If you're taking off the idea of Bowen taking off, I'd maybe bring on Potts. Mark, I'd certainly see that. But the second half is officially underway. Come on, you Irons, deploy the boys. It's time to run two things, all that good stuff, as the second half is underway. No changes for West Ham, although I would suspect it will happen sooner rather than later. Just in case the Timeless podcast is still here. I'm not sure if you are, mate, but if you are, I have subscribed. As you can see, I got very excited because when I typed it in on YouTube, the first thing I saw was a Jadoon, which was very exciting for me. So I'll be watching some of your videos the second this is over as I make the thumbnails after. So get involved. I don't know what that means, but yeah, get involved, whatever. West Ham instantly playing the ball forward. Nice flick back from Scamacca. Tries to find Fornals. He's got Cresswell on the overlap. Stops as Fornals then slows it down, plays it out to the right. I did miss your paid advertisement. What happened? Well, I've missed this. Oh, Scott, my G, how are you? I hope you're well. Oh, played in. Scamacca's there. I can't quite get there. I was bloody close. Scott, I hope you're well. I saw something pop up, but I didn't know if it was your name, and then something distracted me because my brain went. But I hope you're well, bro. I hope you're well. That was incredibly close. Scamacca, it gets fired across the box, and it's just one touch away. Oh, nice little play around the back from Souček there. Finds Scamacca, who tries to bend it in. Good save from the goalkeeper. Jared Bowen makes it 2. There you go. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. Jared Bowen makes it 2. Big plays. It felt like it was going to be relatively quick, and at this point, it's how can we continue to be professional and just get some goals here? Scamacca almost gets a second. They pass it around on the left-hand side, finds Lanzini. Souček is there. It's played into him from Paqueta. He flicks it around to Scamacca, who again gets a little bit lucky that he manages to open up a shot, but he does. I tell you what, it's well slotted home from Jared Bowen. Again, it gets a little bit. Scamacca's a little bit lucky, and then he takes a little bit long. He decides to stop the ball before hitting it. He just tries to slot in that bottom corner, forces a good save from the goalkeeper at full stretch, and Jared Bowen from a tight angle. Nicely done. West Ham United 2, Larnaca 0, 4-0 on aggregate, and it feels like this could get significantly more out of hand. Maybe isn't the way of wording it, but it certainly feels like it could get further. 2-0 West Ham. 2-0 West Ham. 4-0 on the night. I should probably redo this graphic in the top corner so we have like an aggregate thing going on. I haven't really thought about that. I mean, I can just tell you what it is, to be fair. But Timeless. I have subscribed, my friends. I have subscribed. And I got very excited because I saw Jadoon. Also, I should say, if anyone is here and you want to get involved, obviously a West Ham fans to here. They're also wearing a West Ham shirt in the video. Also, we're seeing videos about wrestling, which is very exciting for me. And, I'm just saying there was a West Ham watch-along on there at some point as well. So, subscribe if you haven't already to the Timeless Podcast. Anyway, what a time to be alive. 2-0 West Ham. Easy as you like. It feels a little bit like it's time to just, end this one. Jared Bowen getting into a decent position. We're getting very far forward in the early stages of this one. Oh, that's a good ball in from Cresswell. Oh, my God, Bowen. Oh, it's 3. It's 3. Hang on. There you go. Jared Bowen. It's 3. A second in almost as many minutes for Jared Bowen. Ball gets played across from the left-hand side. Aaron Cresswell, early cross in. And Jared Bowen just coming in almost early, just flicking it on. It felt like it shouldn't happen, if we're being honest. Played out. Starts on the right-hand side. Bowen picks up the ball, charges through the middle, Ends up playing it out wide to the left-hand side for for Aaron Cresswell, who plays it in. I'll tell you, that's a really good flick on header from Jarrod Bowen. 2-0. It's good whipped in from Cresswell. A little bit low, but perfectly onto the head of Jarrod Bowen. Bang. 2-2. 2 in 2 minutes for Jarrod Bowen. 3-0. 3-0. Lovely stuff. Oh, I saw your message. Hang on. I saw it. I'll go up and find it, Dean. I saw it, but obviously it got lost. Hang on. I saw your name. I saw your name. Hang on. I'll find it. There you go. If you haven't already, make sure to follow Dean on Twitter. Solid mixes. Very, very solid mixes. I will be getting on that because I'm actually going to have to edit late tonight. So I'll watch a couple of the Timeless Podcast videos and then I'll jump on that mix. Love that. Very exciting stuff. And then whipped across from Jarrod Bowen. Bloody hell, it was almost 4. It was almost 4. Then a huge boot forward for Larnaca going nowhere near it. It's going to be a West Ham throw basically by our own corner flag. Almost 4. Knocking on the door. 4 and 7 for Jarrod Bowen, excitingly. It feels like... 5-0 on aggregate. I think we might see subs in a minute. David Moyes is turned around talking to the bench. We may get to see some subs soon. I would love to see Cornet come on. Love to see. I don't want to see. See, the thing is, I don't want Scamacca to come off yet, but I do want to see Mubama at some point. I'd love to see Potts. Nice idea from Paqueta. Couldn't quite get it. I think I just heard the word Cornet. So maybe Cornet is coming on. Paqueta trying to just dink it for. Can't quite find it. I cannot on FC Gaming, unfortunately. YouTube rules mean you're not allowed to, because otherwise the entire channel will get deleted. And after working on this channel for almost 8 years, I don't think we'd want to get it deleted over something as stupid as that. So unfortunately, we can't. But what I will say to you, FC Gaming, is there are definitely ways you can watch it. If you're looking for a way to watch it, my friends, then feel free to just, have a little look somewhere, is all I'll say. Might be on the screen right now. You might be able to find what you're looking for. Who knows? Who knows? Lanzini finds Souček, passing it around at the moment. I mean, Larnaca really are just all backs against the walls, trying to see who was coming on there. Couldn't quite see it. Big ball over the top of Pablo Fornals. Can't quite get the control. Manages to just about keep it in. Laid short, finds Souček. All Lanzini does well on the inside. Tries to pull it across maybe for Scamacca. Can't quite get there. We are lining up for goals right now. We are knocking on the door, ladies and gentlemen. We want in. We want in. Huge hooked ball from Zuma all the way across. Like I said, I heard the word Cornet, and there was definitely a second sub on the touchline looking to try and come on. We'll see who it will be in a minute when the ball goes out of play. Big long ball from Larnaca. Souček easily headers it back down. Scamacca offside, so can't quite pick it up, but Larnaca under some pressure all the way back to the goalkeeper. We could maybe chase it down a little bit further and win that one back, but instead we just allow him to boot it very, very long. Again, wins the header back. This time Ogbono who does it. Scamacca, awkward first touch. Rare for him. He's got such a good first touch. Rubama, Cornet and Ings. All of them. All of them coming on. It is all of them coming on. Bloody hell. Bloody hell. Fair enough. Okay, right, so who's coming off? 20 for 72. So that's Jarrod Bowen. I tell you what, it's the exact fair plays. It's the exact thing that Geo said. The exact thing. The exact sub that Geo called. Bowen is coming off and Mubama is coming on. It's almost like he knows what he's talking about sometimes, isn't it? It's rare, but it's almost like he knows what he's talking about sometimes. Who else is coming off? I'm trying to see who else is coming off. I think Paqueta is also coming off. Paquetá, Bowen, and Skamaka are off for Mubama, Danny Ings, and Maxwell Cornet. I have no clue what that formation is anymore. We'll find out. Oh, I guess Lanzini can move into the middle. So Lanzini will move into the middle alongside Souček. It looks like the way it is. I think Fornals is going to move. I think we'll see Fornals on the right, maybe Cornet on the left, and then Ings and Mubama sort of in central positions, I believe. Well, maybe that's what happens. Maybe that's what happened. Who knows? Listen, all he needs to do is score an absolute screamer. What's the worst that can happen? Listen, get him forward. Get him doing some more bicycle kicks. You know? Yeah, so Lanzini's in the middle with Souček. Fornal seems to be on the right-hand side. And then you have Mubama and Ings in sort of central areas with Cornet on the left. I believe is what it is. Mubama, a couple of step-overs, fires in a shot, deflects up off the goalkeeper. Souček getting forward as well, getting in and around the box. I tell you what, we're putting it on him. We're putting it on him in a big way, on a battling with the number 99 for Larnaca there. And wins a free kick, which we'll take. We are 6 subs off 30k, by the way. I've just realised we are only 6 off. Huge from us today. Get him in. Just get him all up there, you know what I mean? Just have a go. Have a go. We are actually going to break it, which is mad to me. Mubama, who I'll be honest with you, I don't think I'd heard of before this season. Getting a couple of opportunities, and again, getting in there. BRB subscribe on my burner account. Am I even subscribed on my burner account? It's a great question. It's a great question. Nah, do I deserve my own sub? I don't think so. West Ham passing it around now at the back. This is going to be basically a full-on West Ham madness, isn't it, for the rest of this game? If they even get a shot, I'd be surprised at this point. We are fully on them. I mean, to be fair, we've gone very attacking focused, so that they could counter us and get a shot off. But at the same time, we are very on top of them. Oh, but that's a nice ball played down the left-hand side. Zuma, come on, good work. Kurt Zuma just comes across and stops that. No stress. Milky tea time. I didn't get another tea. No empty. Nothing in there. Just the remnants of the other one. No tea, unfortunately. Although I do want another milky tea. You're not wrong. I do want another milky tea. I ain't convinced by Mubama, says Alex. I can't say I'm convinced yet, but I want to see him get more game time to prove himself. I can't say I'm convinced, but I would like to see him get more game time. We're going to get one of those double corner kick routines for some reason from Larnaca. Whipped in. Ooh, awkward header back. That was almost wide, but Areola confidently and comfortably collects it at the end. Bell time for a Mubama goal. Dan, if the people want it, the people want it. I can't stop it, but Cornet trying a through ball to Mubama. Can't quite make it work. Look, the perils of the live sub count. If anything, it proves it's working. Here's what will undoubtedly happen. 3 more. Here's what will undoubtedly happen, Blakey. It will get to 30, and then all of a sudden, several people will unsubscribe. It's the way it happens. You know? What can you do? Bring up the poll. If enough people call for you have to. The rules are there for a region, Digi. Do you know what I mean? If another person calls for a bell, we've had 2 calls for bells. If another person calls for bells, then we can move forward. Dave with the £5. Thank you, bro. You don't need to at all. 30k, by the way. FB, Insta, Twitter, YouTube, Google, Discord, Pornhub. Share it. Get it out there. 30k. Thank you very much. First of all, thank you very much for the £5. You know, I say this to you literally every single time. You don't need to, and yet you still do, which is very kind. But you don't need to. 30k. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We've hit 30k. What a time to be alive. Bells. Okay, there's enough calls for bells where I'll put a bell poll in chat. But thank you very much. 30k. You absolutely love to see it. I thought it was a stretch last time, but I put it up just in case. There is a bell poll now live, which I'll give you until 61. But thank you very much. Look at that. Look at we're flying. We're flying right now, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for the 30k. We've been doing this a long time, and so it means a lot. Oh, there you go. It's going down. It means a lot. So thank you. You did not need to do it at all. We massively appreciate it. We massively appreciate it. It is dangerously going down. See, now this is when I get in on the burner account quickly to stop it from going down. The fact is we hit it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly take a screenshot of it now before it disappears, because then Geo can't tell me it didn't happen. You know? Wait, hang on. I'm going to pose for the fun. I'm going to pose for this, right? I'm going to take a picture of it. There you go. Right. That's all I needed. It's proof now. Now we can all unsubscribe. It's fine. Oh, Larnaca coming flying forward. This is a good opportunity for them down the left-hand side. One-on-one with Ogbonna. He took too long to the point where we managed to get back into position and there were enough people to stop him. But it was a nice counter-attacking opportunity. It's going to be an endless task for them. There is that shot, by the way. It's going to be an endless task for them. An endless task. Hughes, thank you very much for the $30. It's very kind of you. $30 for 30k, great shirt. So thank you very much. It's very kind for the $30 into the full-time fund. Let me lob your name and Dave again into the old donor bar at the top. But thank you, bro. That's very kind of you, Hughes. Where are we at? Do that, and then. And also, I should say, thank you if you've ever given a super chat. I know I say it every single time that you don't need to, but you really don't. Like, just watching the videos and sharing them and liking them and all that stuff is more than enough, but it is incredibly kind that people... to be honest with you, I like... I'll get a little bit sorry for a second. I'm obviously not the person... This channel is Geo Gonzo, right? Let's be real about it, it is. And so the fact that you ever donate, especially when I'm here and stuff like that, it's just incredibly kind of you, so thank you. It does mean a lot. But my God, 30k... 30k, 30, and what have we got? Like all of these super chats as well. We are rocking tonight. Shot from range from a free kick easily into the hands of I was going to say into Danny DeVito, into the hands of Areola. It's because I was thinking Angelica Bell just subbed. Shout out, round of applause for Angelica Bell, everyone. Big ups, Angelica Bell. She doesn't know she's a legend around these parts, but she is. Is there an Angelica Bell cardboard cutout? Is this going to be a thing? Do you know what? You talk about Madonna. Do you know what I was listening to the other night? There's a song, the first opening song off one of her albums from like 90 something or 2001 or something. Something of Love. Principle? No. Substitute for Love or something like that. It's not bad. I don't know why I like it, but it's not bad. Flicked forward from Aaron Cresswell. Souček lining up outside the box. West Ham, 4 hours. Finds Mubama. It was a nice idea to first time pass into Lanzini that can't quite work out. Souček collects the ball again. Finds Danny Ings. Getting involved in and around the area, Danny, instead of just sort of staying in that predatory central position. That's where Mubama is. Oh, that's a nice ball for Souček, who gets into a good space. Gets a little bit away from him there. Thomas Souček. It could have been a great goal for 4. 4 now. West Ham are just lining up outside it now. Lining up outside it, laid off by Ben Johnson. Finds Cornet. Little bit of space. He goes for a shot from range. It deflects and bounces off. That is more than enough time for the bell poll. The bell poll says 76% said yes. So, right, while we're at a corner, I'm going to run and get a bell. And that's something I'm going to do. Give me a sec. Oh, just punch the thing like an idiot. Hang on, I'll be back in a sec. Hang on. I'm lucky I moisturised my hands before the show. Because if my hands were as dry as they were earlier, they'd stop bleeding now. Oh, that was bad. It was bad. Oh, bollocks. Right, bell for the Mubama goal. Here we go. In it goes. So corner to West Ham in the build-up. Sorry, that's probably really loud, isn't it? I apologise. Whipped in. Headed back across goal. Mubama. Oh, yes. He's done it. Mubama has done it right when we were belling for the Mubama goal. He gets the goal. Let's go. Let's absolutely go. Well, I should probably hold on so I can talk this through for a second, because this will get shoved in my mouth in a second from Mubama. But who gets the goal? Listen, you lot, it works. People doubt the bells, and here we are. Here we are. Mubama gets the goal. Let's go. 4-0, and it's Mubama who gets the goal. What a time to be alive. It's a corner from the left-hand side. Aaron Cresswell takes it. He whips it into the box. It's nodded back away. I think it's nodded back across from Thomas Souček, who peels off at the back post. And it's nodded down, and Mubama reacts best to it. He just flicks it on. It comes straight towards him, and he just flicks it with his left foot. No real technique to be said. Just flicks it in. Come on. Mubama gets the goal. It's 4. In goes the bell. It worked. We belled for Mubama. And here it is. What a time. Let's go. Let's absolutely go. I probably shouldn't have done that. Steve 50, thank you for the $4.99. Terry, thank you for the $4.99. Oh, that's gonna go poorly, isn't it? That's gonna go poorly for me. Oh, is it Justified? It goes, duh, 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 duh. I'll find out my Spotify, but it might be Justify My Love. I can't remember what the word is. I feel like it's got like a double title. Mubama with the goal. 4-0. Let's go. Let's absolutely go, ladies. And Sumo with the £3. Thank you, Wardle. Thank you very much for Sumo for the £3 as well. Oh, my mouth is full of cheese. Thank you very much. Oh, that picture is going to come back to haunt me, isn't it? Oh, what a mistake on my behalf. Because Mubama's goal, where was it? It was in Europa League as well, Europa Conference League, wasn't it, when Mubama scored? And I'm sure it was an own goal in the end. I think. Lopez coming on for Larnaca there. And I think they just said we might be getting Freddie Potts coming on as well. Should be fun. I think that's what he just said. Zuma is coming off. Let's see these subs. Zuma is coming off for Potts or for Lang. Oh, Liang's coming on. Okay, so Levi Lang is coming on for Kurt Zuma. And Thomas Souček is coming off and on in his place even. Someone who has played before, Freddie Potts. Love to see it. Love to see youth players coming on. It's rare you'd get a... It's called Drowned World Substitute for Love. There you go. It's a rare opportunity to get to see youth players in this competition at this stage. It's what I say all of the time. It's a problem. It's a problem. And getting to see them getting game time is also, especially now we've got another youth player getting a goal. You'll have to see it. That sounds banging, to be fair. That sounds banging. I don't know much Madonna, but I feel like I need to get more heavily involved in Madonna. You know? Just for the sake of it. I don't really know anything about it. I should also put those things, the chats in before I forget. But yeah, I don't know too much about Madonna. And I feel a little bit, not ashamed by it, but I just feel like I should be For someone who loves music as much as I do, I feel like I should know more. Hopefully all of those work. We are getting to the stage now when we've had so many super chats that the bar starts to break. So hopefully those work. We'll see if it does or it doesn't. Hopefully it'll be fine. Lazio out. Ooh. Really? Who are they against? 6-0 in aggregate, by the way, at this point. If it ain't Foo Fighters, I don't want to know it. Fair. Very fair. I don't know enough Foo Fighters either, if we're being honest about it. It's a bit of a disgrace from me, that. I'm just saying, there's a lot of disgraces from me tonight in terms of music. Do you know what I mean? A lot of disgrace. Early Madonna, listen, I trust your musical opinions. I'll be getting involved. The BT Sport connection has gone wild right now. Thank you, John. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you, Virgil. I appreciate it. I'm rocking the you know, it's been said that I look a little bit like Giant Haystacks before. It's been put out into the world. It's the long hair and beard. I understand that. That's fine. I'm also very fat. It's the way these things go sometimes, mate. It's the way these things go sometimes. I do look a little bit like someone who was a jobber in WCW in like '94, but that's fine. It's the way these things go. Cornet on the ball, trying to find his way forward, finds Lanzini. There's a lot of space. Potts looking forward for Danny Ings, can't quite get there. I'll tell you what, a Danny Ings goal wouldn't go amiss. Neither would a Cornet goal. Do you know what? Anyone scores and I'm happy, I'll be honest with you. Anyone scores and I'll be happy. Monkey Rat. Is this Madonna or Foo Fighters? The worst thing is I really love music and I know loads of music, but I just have these holes where medium haystacks. I'll take that off and thank you very much. I just have these holes where I just know nothing. Like Paramore was a big one that I just didn't know about, who were huge throughout my entire life. Like I was like prime age for Paramore and I just never knew Paramore until recently. I knew of them, I just never listened to any of their music. It's really weird. It's really weird seeing how into music I am that I just have massive holes. Foo Fighters did that. One of these days I'm just not near me. Pretenders. Pretenders, that was called? That's a banging song. That's Foo Fighters. Whipped in. Easy save from Areola. Just catches that one nice and calm. I'll take medium haystacks. Hold on. It wasn't Food Fighters. I had equal problems with that. I probably do. They're very big. They're very big. Have a listen. Ooh, okay, I will. I'll definitely have a gander. Oh, 1000%. Oh, that's the one I'll listen to then after this. Well, I've got the new one as well to listen to, but I'll be in that. Foo Fighters is one of those bands that I definitely know more of. Again, Dave Grohl was another one I've had. Fun fact, this is how bad it is with Foo Fighters. Someone I know was a roadie for them. So I really should know more Foo Fighters than I do. And yet, here we go. Cornet battling with the ball. Keeps hold of it. Lays it short to Freddie Potts instead. Lanzini. Just linking up calmly now. There's Lang on the ball. He's slotted in an right centre-back slot. Straight swap for Zuma. I assume he's right-footed. Wally, thank you very much, sir. My liege, with the $9.99, with the $10 just to break the bar. Congrats on 30k. Thank you very much. And you will have 1000% broken the bar as well. I'm going to put it in. And listen, maybe it'll work. But it might be second bell. It might be second bar territory at this point. I was going to say second bell territory, and I was going to say my stomach. I don't know if I could handle that. 9. Hang on. Where's the button? That's what I'm looking for. 9.99. Let's see if it breaks the bar. Right, we'll see when it gets to Wally's name whether it starts just clipping, which is probably what will happen at this point. Hooked away, big boot up pitch. Yeah, Mubama and Cornet are the ones who seem to be staying forward. Danny Ings getting involved in the defensive work there. We'll take it. You look depressed. Yeah, exactly. So it's perfect for me. And yet somehow I missed it. I will say new Paramore's better than old Paramore. That's a controversial opinion I have that my girlfriend really does not enjoy. Is it worse that because we're thinking about music in my head, when David said we want 5 here, my brain instantly went, get on up when you're down, baby, take a good look around. Like, that's what went into my head, as opposed to West Ham scoring 5. Larnaca's still getting chances, well, not getting chances, but still getting opportunities to create a chance, potentially, getting in and around the box, despite being down to 10 and obviously being massively down. But I mean, at that point, why not? There's no stress, right? I know, bringing on youth players as well. Bill, I don't know what's happening, mate. It's insane. It's gone crazy. It's gone wild. I know it's not much, but it's okay. Keep on moving on anyway. Oh, yes, let's go. Let's go. What's your go-to genre? I don't know. I listen to everything, Carolina, but probably at the moment it's probably electronic / drum and bassy stuff, and then also rap, but also like literally anything. Like my what's my on repeat at the moment. Let me look what my on repeat is. Cornet streaming down the left hand side. In the meantime, plays it. It was good defending, to be fair. He dives in right at the back post. If he didn't do that, then that would have been Mubama in for 5. That was really nicely done. Slotted down the line really nicely for Cornet, who gets that pace to get Wade. It was nicely weighted. Good accuracy as well on the low cross. But I tell you what, that's really good Lutz defending from the Larnaca defender. Comes flying in, just stops that one. Stops that one from going through for Mubama, who definitely would have got him. Right, so this is my current on repeat, right? From the top down. This gives you some idea, right? Easy to Get by Hot Chip. Crown by Run the Jewels. Tetsu's Redemption by Cohen Sound. Cold Rocket by Too Mellow. Well Rested by Kero Kero Benito. Fresh Hot Buns by Uncle Bao. Banger. And then you go through, there's some JME in there. Pete and Baz. Stormzy. Paramore, This Is Why. Demon Days, Gorilla. There's a bunch of random stuff after that. But you're sort of getting the vibe where I'm at currently. But I really will just listen to anything. Like, as long as it's good, I'm happy to listen to it. Played forward with Bammer into a nice position. Picks up the ball, can't quite. He's coming away from goal as he collects it, but it's nice to see. Cornet whips it in just above everyone. We are knocking on the door. Yeah, it happens to the best of us. Happens to the best of us. Tell you what, the show Dynamite last night was good. I was watching it this morning. It was a really good show, to be fair. Lanzini puts it onto his left foot, goes for a shot, can't quite make it happen. The Prodigy went to your school. Solid. There you go. Hot Chip, go for... Joe Goddard is my guy. He's my guy. Do you know what I mean? He's my guy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the rest of Hot Chip, but he's my guy. Is it because he's a bit bigger and has a beard as well? Maybe. 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 Larnaca, a little couple of step overs there, trying to get the ball into the box. It was always under pressure from Lang, who's big. He's big. Oh, bloody hell. A snapshot from Larnaca was good out of nowhere. A volley with the weak foot, left foot, just tries to, I say weak foot, it could be left footed to be fair, but just pings it in easily into the hands of Areola. Ooh, almost an absolute screamer out of nowhere. Danny Ings, bit of an awkward pass, but Lanzini manages to collect it regardless. Craig David, top of the repeat. Listen. Some big songs, to be fair. Some massive songs. Nice. I back it. I got really annoyed because I was supposed to go to... what's his name? Why has his name gone from my head? Oh, good ball down the line from Obama. I'll try and remember the name in the meantime. Obama puts it onto his left foot, goes for shot. He wants the goal. He wants the goal. Danny Ings was there, as was Cornet. Freddie Potts picks up the ball again. Just a little clip towards Cornet at the back post. Can't quite get there from the head. Doesn't quite make it work. KH is one of his names, but what's his big name? I'm trying to. I could see him. Anyway, the point is, there was a party that was going on at a building I used to work at that I got invited to, which I can't remember what it was for, but it was being run by one of the people who, I thought his name would come to me if I just said it quickly. There, can't remember. And then I didn't go because CBA. Can't be asked going. And then flipping on Twitter, like 2 days later, I see Joe Goddard was there along with Alexis from Hot Chip, and I was like, bollocks. I was pissed. I was so annoyed. Lanzini finds the ball out to Cornet. This is a really good opportunity again. Danny Ings is in there. Lanzini's corner. Cross/shot deflects up off the goalkeeper. Also, I think it was Ginge, I think it was you. I think I saw Lana are going to make another sub, who was saying what type of drum and bass. At the moment, I'm really into, I don't know what type of drum and bass you call it, but like mixed with ambient stuff. Is it liquid? Is it liquid? Usual Swass just said liquid. Is it liquid? It might be liquid that I'm really listening to a lot, as opposed to heavier stuff. Although, and I know you saw this, Ginge, because I know you replied to the tweet last time. I've been going, in my head, I keep talking about not the Prodigy. I keep talking about Pendulum at the moment. I was talking to my mum about it earlier. And then I was showing her clips of, and I know you saw it, Ginge, when I tweeted it out, the guy who's just like the Pendulum, the MC basically. And I'm like, look, if there is a drum and bass act out there who need an MC to just hype people up, I'm your guy. I can do that. Mubama on the left-hand side finds Cresswell. Tries to just flick it in with his weak foot. Danny Ings can't quite make the space. Mubama tries to get involved, can't quite get there. We're playing with a lot of confidence right now. Big shot from range from Larnaca. Can't quite make it work. Altman with the shot straight into the hands of bro. He has a mix, right? Workham has a mix on... I'd never heard of him. And one of his mixes came up as like a recommended video. Yeah, LTJ Book... Bro. One of his mixes came up on YouTube on one of my YouTube recs, like last week, I think it was. And I listened to it like twice on repeat because I just needed music in the background because it banged. Big. Also... Dean, I'm getting on top of that one as well. But Dean, I've got a list now. This is the problem. I've got a list. That's all my evenings entertainment sorted. General Levy, incredible. Yes. I'm not going to try and do the sound, Chris. I'm not going to try and do the sound. Wicked. Jungle is massive. Wicked. Something like that. I can't do it. I want to be able to do it so badly, but I can't. I can't. We're playing with a lot of confidence right now. Deservedly so. We're 4-0 up. We're 4-0 up at home to a team who probably weren't gonna challenge us really in the first place anyway too much. They're down to 10. But we've got a bunch of youth players on, and it's fun to just see us like having this sort of vibey confidence about us and just sort of going, knocking on the door, people taking shots, having fun. I like this, man. It's rare. This is so rare for us this season. I know last season we had some good runs in Europe and we had some good days in Europe, and we've had some this season as well, but it's just nice for us to, in this period of strife and struggle and just absolute stress, it's nice for us to have this game, to just have fun. Or Farage is coming flying through, tries to take a shot from range. Farage who's come on in the meantime for AEK there, just trying to charge it through, can't quite make it work. I don't actually know. I don't remember what it was. I'm going to be honest. I don't remember what it was. That sounds banging. I think the video I've seen of them live, the one that I reference all the time, is from Brixton Academy. I think it is anyway. I could do that. Look. I'll do it now, right? I'm going to go away from the mic because it's probably going to be quite loud, yeah? But imagine in this scenario, imagine like there is some great like drum and bass music playing, and then I'm like on stage, right, and I'm doing sort of a lot of this stuff, yeah, going up to people and being like that, and then I could say stuff like, "Let's go, get hype," you know, inside, you know, in the place to be, yes. I could do it. Out wide to Aaron Cresswell. You know, lots of this. I do realise when I do that, I look a little bit like... I look a little bit like a fighting game character who's just been selected. You know? I do realise that. I do realise that. But, you know... Goes down... No foul. Larnaca comes streaming forward. They actually have the numbers here. It's 4-on-3 plus a goalkeeper for us. They play out wide. This is a good opportunity for Larnaca, although we've come streaming back and there's a lot of us there and the ball gets played across. Ogbonna under a little bit of challenge and Lang clears it away. Sign him up. Thank you. Get him in. You know? The place to be. Like, what's his name? What's the... In the... It's very choose your fire. It's very choose your fire. What's that song? When I was young, I feel that life was so magical. That one. And he's like, Siberia, the place to be. Hallelujah. That guy. I could be that guy. Playing forward. Easy done. Pablo Fornals streaming forward as well. I love Pablo Fornals, man. Out wide. Mubama charging forward. He's got Johnson on the overlap. Finds him. Johnson does well. Goes down in the area. Hooks it across. There's a call for a Scooter. That's what I'm thinking of. Scooter. Are you ready? Yes. I don't think it was a pen. It's a little bit clumsy from the Larnaca player, but nothing more than that. I don't think it was a pen, to be fair. And they take a shot from range. They've had more shots than I would want them to have in the first half, if I'm being... In the second half, by the way, if I'm being honest. It really does feel like we've sort of just given up on stopping them because we know there's no real danger at this point, which isn't a great position to be in. I feel like we should probably push it further than that. But at the same time, I feel like we should be a bit... We should maybe stop them a little bit more than we are. But we're 4-0 up. We're having a grand old time. We've got a bunch of youth players on. At this point, it's just end-to-end football. There's no real threat. It doesn't feel like they've got 10 men because they're going through us just as easily as we're going through them to some extent. But, you know, it is what it is. Logical slong. That's what it's called. Thank you. Do 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 do. Big clip cross from Larnaca, easily dealt with for Aaron Cresswell. Does well there, just to head of that one down to Areola, who doesn't even catch it. He just chests it down and comes away with the ball at his feet. Comfortable on the ball. There you go. And Mulchmite knows. Mulchmite's been a sub for a long time. So Mulchmite... And look, Mulchmite's been a sub for a long time. And has Mulchmite been eaten? I fear not. Subscribe to Mulchmite if you haven't already. Because Mulchmite made this amazing animation. Right? This was made by Mulchmite. So if you haven't already, you should definitely check out Mulchmite. I don't know Mulch if you're still uploading videos. I haven't looked in a while. But what a guy. And Mulchmite hasn't been eaten yet. So proof that if you subscribe, you won't be eaten by sharks. I'm just saying. Accurate statements never been made. You know? Just calm passing it around to the back. I don't know how much time will be added on. I mean, we've obviously had a bunch of goals and substitutions and everything else, so it should be a while. But at the same time, is there much point to extra time being added on? Probably not. We'll see what happens. Ball gets played forward. Johnson collects it. He's very far forward. Hooks it. Looking for Maxwell Cornet in a good position. Can't quite get the control. It's well defended, but he battles well, Cornet, to pick up on that. Just muscles the guy off and sprints past him with pace. You'll have to see it. Lays it down the line. Looking for Potts. Fornals calling for it on the opposite side of the pitch. Lanzini tries to fire it in towards Danny Ings. Can't quite do it. Danny Ings not really done much since he came on the pitch, unfortunately. There you go. Proof if there was one. Proof if ever there needed to be one. But yeah, a little bit of passing around. Didn't quite. He's got involved in bits and pieces, but not like massively. To be honest. Oh, SL2 on a ragger tip. Hello, Leon. Unreal song. Sorry, I just saw the words SL2 and my brain went absolutely balling into on a ragger tip, which every single time happens when I see the words SL2. Laid short to Lanzini. Larnaca sat off very, very deep as Lanzini and Potts are just passing it amongst each other, sort of halfway between the line. Oof. Tried to find Mbama, couldn't quite get there. I feel like at this point, 3 minutes of added time getting added on. I feel like at this point it will just end 4-0. There could be another goal in it. It could be for either way if we're being honest about it, but it probably will just be. It probably just will end 4-0. It feels a little bit that way, and I can't really complain too much. That's a great point, Jonathan. We will find out tomorrow. Tomorrow, the draw is happening at 1 p.m. UK time, I believe. Myself and Geo will be live on this very channel doing a live stream watch along of it tomorrow. So come get involved. Come get involved in that. Subscribe. Hit the bell notification button so you don't miss out on any of that stuff, because the draw is tomorrow and we will find out exactly who we will be facing. What a grand old time it will be. With just over 2 minutes to go in the game, I should ask, let's do man of the match. We've won 4-0. There's many options you could pick from. What's a time to be alive? Let me know who you think your man of the match will be in the comment section in the live chat. And then as I scroll through and read them out, whoever gets the most amount of votes will win the Hammers Chat Man of the Match Award. The Hammers Chat Man of the Match Award. Even. No science here. There's no difficulty. I just scroll through and we just see how it vibes, see how it feels. But do let me know who your man of the match is. And like I said, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. Although plenty of you have tonight. Jesus Christ! Thank you very much once again for hitting 30. I also haven't been looking. Has the bar cracked? I didn't look. I didn't check, Wally. I didn't check if the bar broke. But if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification button so you don't miss out on future videos, like the draw tomorrow, like any future videos we'll be doing, because just because there isn't any West Ham happening for a while, that doesn't mean videos stop on this channel. We've still got a lot of stuff coming up. Gio was telling me one of the ideas for videos he has earlier on before the stream started, and I'll tell you what, some solid ideas. So you want to be getting involved in that, and if you haven't already, hit the like button. We hit the 300 goal very early on. We're already at 437, so many of you did. Thank you very much. Let's have a look at these. Let's have a look at these score predictions. Every time I see this, Stevie, I forget. Would have given it Suchek man of the match before he came off, which is fair. Let's have a scroll up to the top of when they happen. Every time I see my own face, it just throws me off. Fornals, Lanzini, Bowen, or Skamaka. I know, it's nice, isn't it, Draconi? It's nice. Skamaka, Lanzini, Fornals or Bowen. Bowen will get it. Areola, Moyes says Wally. Is that Wally's name? He's about to appear. I think it might be. Lanzini, Fornals. There is me, confusingly. Suchek man of the match until he got taken off. Lanzini. Lazio are out officially. That's just wild. Fornals. It's definitely Fornals, isn't it? Wish I could say live stream drops on me. I'm sorry, Mike. I'm sorry. If it's on BT, it's one of the few times I can actually watch it. Congratulations to Pablo Fornals on winning man of the match. Buzz Lightyear vibes. Congratulations to Pablo Fornals on winning man of the match. There you go. And the full-time whistle goes. It does end in the end. West Ham United 4. Larnaca 0 at 6-0 on aggregate after 1-0 at half time, and they had a man sent off. You feel like it was probably a foregone conclusion at that stage. Oh my god, the bar actually worked. Mad. You feel like it was a foregone conclusion at that stage. You can't really stress out about it too much. Mbama getting a goal, getting to see lots of youth players in the competition yet again as we go through to the next round, of which the draw will be happening tomorrow, 1 p.m. on this very channel. We will be doing a watch along for the draw. Myself and Geo, come and get involved. However, ladies and gentlemen, before that, we have the small matter of a 4-0 review to do. What a time to be alive. That'll be happening in just a second. Before I say goodbye and let you all head off to that, let me thank once more Dave, Acid D twice. Subscribe if you haven't already. My man's at here. 2K WWE stuff, big plays. Hughes, thank you very much for the $30. It's incredibly kind of you, sir. Stevie51 with a $4.99 and a disconcerting profile picture. Sumo with £3 and Wally Wells with the $9.99. Thank you very much to all of you who donated, and thank you very much to all of you who liked it, who subscribed, just everyone who got involved. 30k subscribers we've hit tonight, which is a massive achievement, and we have through to the quarterfinals. What a time to be alive. I'll let you all head off now to the review. Thank you very much for watching. We are bloody massive. Will that get me demonetized? We'll see what happens. We are bloody massive. And until the next one, like I said, draw tomorrow, 1 p.m. on this channel. Stick around. Review coming up. See you later, everyone. Come on, you irons. See you later. Bye.